to participating businesses at your library or visit berkslibraries.org/save.
You want it? We got it.
Last year, there were very few blemishes on the Wilson schedule, but one of those was a loss to Nazareth. Friday night at home, the Bulldogs looked to even score against the Blue Devil offense that has poured in over 100 points in 2 games. Free YouTube video and audio at 8:30 WEEU Sports gets underway at 6:30 with pregame. Scores and highlights follow on the High School Football Scoreboard Show.
Presented by Savage Auto Group, it's high school football on WEEU.
Now, back to the Penn State football preview with Bob McCool and Rich Scarcella.
Welcome back to Nick the Extra, presented by Appella Wealth and Why Missing. We get to the point of the show, which is my favorite point of the show, because it's prediction time for Mr. Scarcella. Penn State is a 41.5-point favorite, and the over-under, for what it's worth, is 54.5. Pretty similar to what it was last week in the game against Nevada, but this time it is Florida International University. Rich, what do you think for this week with the Nittany Lions and FIU?
Well, I think, to quote the singer who's has his name on FIU Stadium, Pitbull, I think it's going to be a fireball.
Woo, look at you.
I think Penn State wins easily. I think James Franklin, the offense is determined to hit 50, and I think they will. Florida International's defense is a little suspect, as I said earlier in the show, that they gave up a lot of yards through the air, and they actually gave up 100 yards on the ground too. So I'm picking Penn State 51, FIU 6.
So you think it's really more of a last week was kind of a dipping the toes in the water kind of thing, and so now let's accelerate it a little bit more?
I think most teams make their biggest improvement from week 1 to week 2. It's an old axiom. A lot of old football coaches have said that, and I agree with that. And I think, like, last year's second game was against Bowling Green, and it was a struggle. Penn State won 34-27, but that was after making a trip to West Virginia, and there was a lot riding on that, and Penn State played very well down at West Virginia. This is a little different. You're going to have guys, especially the backups, the freshmen and the sophomores who played last week. They're going to be familiar. They're going to have. They're not going to be as nervous. They're going to be ready. So I think Penn State's going to play better where it didn't play better, and that's up front and with the running game. And I think defensively, I think they might even play better than last week.
Penn State versus Florida International. It's a 12 noon kickoff. Big Ten Network, if you want to watch it. Penn State Radio Network as well. The Action can be heard every Friday night on WEEU at 8:30, WEEU.com at 6 o'clock. If you're listening to us on Friday night, missed part of the show, you can catch it Saturday morning at 10 o'clock on WEEU 8:30 a.m. in Reading. It's available as a podcast as well, wherever you choose to get your podcast. Thanks to our friends at Appella Wealth and Why Missing, our title sponsor. For Rich Garcella, I'm Bob McCool. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you with more at The Extra next week.
The voice of Berks and beyond. 8:30 WEEU Ready.
This is a WEEU sports presentation.
Friday night, week number 3 of the high school football season from the second floor at 4th and Court. This is the pregame show. Hi, everybody. Jeff Nolan with you. Coming up at the top of the hour, one of the best games in the state of Pennsylvania, maybe a playoff game down the road. You never know. Nazareth and Wilson from Wilson tonight. All the coverage coming your way. Free video courtesy of our YouTube channel, 830 WEEU Sports. And then, of course, the audio here on the radio and online at 830WEEU.com. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, Matt Knob will join the show. We'll talk a little bit about this game and what else is happening in the night. It's the Scoreboard Show, as the pregame show is being brought to you by Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf. Fuel up for game day with their delicious burgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, barbecue sandwiches, French fries, and, of course, ice cream. Plus, have your own gridiron battle on their 27-hole miniature golf course. Visit Shell's on 5th Street Highway in Temple.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
Back here on the second floor, 4th and Court. This is the pregame show coming up at the top of the hour. Nazareth and Wilson. Oh, my name is Jeff Nolan. Matt Knob joins the show right now as Matt and I will get you to Bob McCool and Matt Lytle out there at Wilson, and we'll follow up tonight with the Scoreboard Show after our game. Matt, this is a game last year that Nazareth won at home. Wilson fighting to the very end with a chance to win. You were in attendance and saw it firsthand.
Yes, I was there. It was a great game up in Nazareth. As you mentioned, Nazareth won 35-31. Wilson had a chance to score in the final minute, but the potential game-winning touchdown pass was dropped in the end zone, and that was it. And I'm sure the Wilson Bulldogs have had that, the returning Wilson Bulldogs have had that in the back of their minds coming into this game, as it's Peyton Falzone, the standout quarterback for Nazareth. He's back for another go-round, and the Bulldogs are at home. So I think motivation, there won't be any shortage of it tonight.
Well, use a good term right there, the returning members of the Wilson Bulldogs. You mentioned Peyton Falzone for Nazareth, and Bob and Matt will talk about his commitment to Auburn. But I think the difference perhaps in this game will come down to the quarterback spot, but how well does Mason Young play? Mason Young, and it will be his third start of his career. He's replacing Maddox Gruber. I think as Mason Young goes tonight, that this game may go. Given the Wilson defense will give it everything they have, and they are who they are, but I think the X factor might be the quarterback from Wilson.
Yeah, this game was high scoring last year, 35-31, and I agree with you, Jeff. It might be that kind of game again, and it might rest on the shoulders of Mason Young. Through 2 games, he's thrown 5 touchdowns, couple interceptions, 28 of 39, 71.8 completion percentage for 356 yards. So certainly not a bad start to this season, but I think it's going to ramp up here tonight. The pressure is going to be on the first-year starting quarterback.
Yeah, and with experience comes confidence, but when you run into a Peyton Falzone across the way from you, you kind of got to double-check your surroundings around you. I'm sure the team will pick him up. It is going to be a fun game, and we've got all of it coming your way at the top of the hour. We do have some games that we're going to follow here tonight as we cue up the orchestra off to our left. Well, Emmaus and Reading, 2 teams that are winless so far. Hard to believe that Emmaus is winless after 2 games. They're at Reading tonight, these 2 teams looking for a win.
William Penn is going to travel to Manheim Township, see if Manheim Township can bounce back after last week's loss to Central York.
Heath Schnipke, 226 yards and 2 touchdowns for
That's
Warwick.
A football name.
That is a football name, and I don't know if I said it right. But Warwick behind the running back, 2-0. They travel to Cedar Crest.
Hempfield is traveling to Shilling tonight, take on Governor Mifflin, a pair of 1-1 teams. Hempfield averaging 13 first downs a game.
Solanco with a 1-1 mark on the road tonight against 0-2 Penn Manor.
McCaskey, another 0-2 team looking for their first win. They're going to travel to E-Town tonight, and we'll talk about that game on the scoreboard show a little later.
We certainly will. JV and Rodriguez there for PA football news. Dover and Conestoga Valley. Dover out of the York Adams 2. Conestoga Valley 2-0 so far this season, giving up just 90 yards of offense per game to the opponent.
Garden Spot is going to take on Ephrata. Ephrata 2-0 on the season, and Pleasant Valley is going to travel to Exeter. The Eagles are also 2-0 on the season. Quarterback Riley Martinez battling an injury. We'll see the status of the Exeter offense tonight.
We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll roll the rest of the games, tell you what to expect on the scoreboard show. We get you ready for a 7 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah, that is right.
Nazareth and Wilson right here on 830 WEEU.
Join us for our Fall into Savings sales event September 5th and 6th at the Habitat for Humanity Restore in Temple. Discover incredible deals at prices you'll love on furniture, home decor, appliances, and more. Whether you're renovating your home or hunting for unique treasures, you'll find it at Restore Berks. And here's the best part. Every purchase helps build homes and hope right here in Berks County. Don't leave these savings behind this season. 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple. Learn more at restoreberks.org.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details. Look, welcome back, everybody. Pregame show being brought to you by Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf, located on 5th Street Highway in Temple. As we continue to roll the games here tonight, is Muhlenberg looking for a 3-0 start against winless Daniel Boone.
Lebanon is also winless, 0-2. They're taking on 2-0 Conrad Weiser. And Dallastown 1-1 will travel to 1-1 Manheim Central.
Fleetwood and Schuylkill Valley, that battle takes place at Onalani near the lake out there.
Lampeter Strasburg is taking on Cocalico tonight. We'll have a report from that game later on the scoreboard show.
DeLone Catholic hosting Northern Lebanon. Simon Gratz in Twin Valley. Matt, I got a feeling that one's going to be over early.
I think so as well. Kutztown taking on Octorara. West York travels to Donegal tonight. West York 2-0 on the season.
Lancaster Catholic offense averaging 425 yards a game. They'll look for a chunk of it tonight on the road against Elko.
Littlestown's going to travel to Annville Cleona, another 2-0 team. And Pequay Valley is going to take on a 1A school. That's Morrisville.
Morrisville, the Bulldogs. By the way, that's Dad's alma mater. He played center and linebacker there. Becca at Berks Catholic right there tonight in Berks Catholic. A tiny borough of Bristol makes the trek out to Hamburg. Boyertown at Avon Grove, and Upper Perkiomen at Sun Valley. After the game, scores and highlights on the scoreboard show. Adam Cook will check in from that Lampeter Strasburg Cocalico game. Jack Leckler from York Suburban and Red Lion. We'll also get a report from Javian Rodriguez at Elizabethtown and McCaskey. Bob McCool will recap our game from Wilson tonight. Travis Sparks, Central, Dauphin East, and Cedar Cliff. And we'll welcome Michael Garland from Mechanicsburg and Mechanicsburg Wildcat Broadcasting System. They've got Mifflin County at Mechanicsburg. And, of course, what are we doing at 11:05 there, Matty boy?
I'm going to guess it's probably Billy Splains it all with Billy Splain.
Yeah, PA football news, Billy Splain. So we'll update you with the scores and the highlights at the half. Follow us on Twitter at 830 Scores. We get ready now to kick it out the Wilson. That's where Bob McCool and Matt Lytle wait for Sean Tansky, our producer, Matt Knob. I'm Jeff Nolan. We'll see you at the half.
It's time for high school football. Presented by Savage Auto Group on 830 WEEU. The voice of Berks and beyond.
High school sports on WEEU is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A, Celebration Villa of Exeter, Diefenbach Snacks, the Coley Insurance Group, Keith Heating and Air Conditioning, Habitat for Humanity Restore, Overhead Door Company, Renter's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Reading Fight and Phil's, Savage Auto Group, Shell's Restaurant, Mini Golf, and Dairy Swirl. UECU, United Way of Berks County, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
WEEU is proud to showcase the talent and skill of our local high school athletes. From every tackle to every blitz and every thrilling touchdown, we bring you the best calls and analysis. Now, live from the field, your hosts, Bob McCool and Matt Lytle.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome from John Gursky Stadium in West Lawn. Tonight, the Nazareth Blue Eagles, the Wilson Bulldogs in a non-league matchup. Nazareth comes in at 2-0. Bulldogs are the same at 2-0. Next week, these two teams and pretty much everybody around the state of Pennsylvania will be playing league playoff games. This is the last non-league tune-up, but this is a high-profile game with a couple of very prolific football programs. Nazareth comes in with a very explosive offense, an offense that's averaging over 500 total yards per game. And the Bulldogs have always prided themselves here in West Lawn with what they can do on the defensive side of the football. As I said, the final non-league tune-up, Nazareth will begin East Penn Conference play next week, and the Bulldogs Section 1 play in the Lancaster 11 League next week when it really starts to amp up just a little bit more. Don't tell either one of them. These two believe that this one could be a game that the winner ends up in the state rankings in the top 10 in Class 6A. It's high school sports. It's presented by Savage Auto Group. It's live on WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. And if you haven't found it yet, please find it. It's at YouTube. Our video stream, it's free. You can watch our coverage absolutely free. It's on YouTube at 8:30 WEEU Sports on our YouTube channel. Check it out, watch it, and watch high school football presented by Savage Auto Group. We'll take a timeout back with more of our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show right after this.
Redner's Markets makes grocery shopping more convenient with Redner's Ready. Shop online and place your order as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Our personal shoppers handpick your items and accommodate any personal instructions for your grocery needs. There's no difference between in-store and online pricing and no extra cost for pickup. And you can even have your order delivered by DoorDash for a small fee. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Welcome to Gursky Stadium in West Lawn alongside Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. It is the Nazareth Blue Eagles, the Wilson Bulldogs, and again, two teams who played one another last year. It was a bit of a shootout last year when you look at the final score at 35-31. Nazareth won the football game, but it kind of belies a little bit the truth behind it, which is it was an explosive first half and very much of a defensive first half. But the offense for Nazareth, it runs through the coach's kid. The coach is Tom Falzone. He's done a great job as head coach at Nazareth in 12 seasons. After a very successful 5-year run at Catasauqua, he takes over the Nazareth program. And in 12 years at Nazareth, he's 81-45, including reaching the District 11 quarterfinals a year ago. And it runs through his son, who's the quarterback, and that's Peyton Falzone. He's quite simply a next-level quarterback. He had committed to Penn State, but ultimately switched over the course of the summer. He's headed to the SEC. And he's going to play at Auburn, but he's 6'5". He spreads the ball around. And Wilson found out last year, Matt Lytle, that he also has a little bit of foot speed to him as well.
Yeah, talking to his dad on the sidelines or before the game here, he runs a 40 and he was clocked at a 4.51 for a quarterback. That is lightning fast. So tonight, this kid can beat you in the air, and he definitely can use his feet to make some plays.
And then you look at the numbers that he has, and obviously his completion percentage is solid. He's over 5,200 yards in his career. He's got a lot of time behind center. But he's also got a weapon behind him, and he'll use him as a receiver as well. And Marquise Wimberly, he is a next-level player as well. He's committed to an FCS school in Sacramento State, but as Coach Falzone was telling us, the plan for Sacramento State is they're looking at moving up to the FBS level, and Marquise Wimberly is really attracted to that possibility. But what he does is this. He can run the football, and they will make use of him as a pass receiver as well.
Yeah, he's got good hands. He's a powerful runner. He was well put together when I was down there in pregame. And what I can say about Sac State, we had a couple transfers back in my day from Sac State to Pitt, and they're good players. Sacramento State, still Division 1A, well, it doesn't really matter. This kid can play.
Absolutely. So then it's the opposite side for Wilson and Coach Doug Doms. Now in his 20th season, he's the winningest coach at Berks County's winningest football program in Wilson. Doug Doms now is at 198 wins and 44. So obviously he's going to hit the milestone of 200 wins in his brilliant coaching career. And it's a different scenario for him at the quarterback spot. Mason Young, who sat idle by watching Maddox Gruber run the offense last year for Wilson. He takes over for Gruber, and he's got a couple of very familiar pieces back. One is his tight end and Michael Glover, who is, when we talk about a next-level player, he's only a junior, but Michael Glover is going to be a next-level tight end for sure. And then he also has Carell Akings, who also, in addition to being a solid running back, is also a weapon for the Bulldogs to throw to as well. So Mason Glover has some comfortable people and experienced people to get the ball to.
He does. He definitely has the skilled positions surrounding him that can make plays. Mason Young, talking to Chad Henne pregame, Mason Young needs to just be consistent. Be consistent, make good decisions, get the ball in his playmaker's hands, not try to make a big throw, not try to keep up with foul zone. It's not going to happen. But I could tell you, I talked to Chad prior to the game last week. Mason Young threw a ball on an over route. It was a big league throw. This kid can throw it. He's just got to be consistent. If he stays consistent, Wilson's got a great chance to win tonight.
Yeah, and to that point, and I just think this is kind of an elementary thing for the evolution of a quarterback. And you talk so much about the game slowing down. And I don't know that it's more personified than the quarterback position for anything else. And with Doug Doms last year, I think they hoped that Mason Young would ultimately be their quarterback, and Maddox Gruber was kind of a bridge to Mason Young, but the problem was twofold. Mason Young just wasn't picking things up as quickly, and Maddox Gruber just didn't give up the position. Maddox just liked playing quarterback, and he was such a dynamic player that they went, well, you know what? This is working. Let's just keep it there. So Mason Young, still, I say this so much when we talk about this with Wilson, when all is said and done, you come to the sideline, and there's Jeremy Palm, who was a very successful quarterback in his own right and has been on this staff for a long time as your offensive coordinator, and there's Chad Henne. And you can literally go there and get advice, and those two guys can say, all right, tell me what you're seeing on there, which not too many high school quarterbacks have that on the sideline to refer to.
Oh, it's an outstanding coaching staff with Coach Palm and Coach Henne. When you come to the sidelines, you're going to get an earful of information and well deserved.
Right.
And
but can you process all of it? That becomes a piece of it for a young kid.
Yeah, definitely. Can you process it? Well, I can tell you, he's got 71 completion percentage after 2 games. He's got 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 356 yards. Again, if he stays consistent, if he keeps poise and has confidence is the biggest thing for him tonight, because he's going to see a guy across the field that just exudes confidence on every play.
Right.
But going back to your point with Henne and Palm, I mean, how nice is it to come off the sidelines and have 2 guys that play the position and can see it, read the coverages and say, hey, next time out there we call this play, make sure you're looking at your first read. Make sure you don't jump to your third read. You got to go to the first one. First one was wide open, or it was cover 2. Cover 2, this is a cover 2 beater. You got to be looking down the middle.
Right.
So I think with some time, it's a shame he didn't get any experience last year in some games. I know Maddox Gruber was a heck of a player, but it would have helped him. So it's going to take him a little bit longer to develop for this season.
Right. But as you said, you can't get in a situation where you're going to think, well, I'll show that Division I quarterback what I'm made of, because that's not what's going to be successful for Wilson. It's about managing the game. And if Mason Young can manage the game, then that's all Wilson is looking for their senior quarterback to do. So it's a very interesting component with a highly skilled player on one side and several very solid players on the other side for the Wilson Bulldogs. It's time for us to take a look at our keys to the game, and they're brought to you by RE/MAX Real Estate agent Phil Macaronis. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame. With over 20 years of experience finding countless buyers and sellers keys to their real estate transactions. Call him. Don't call him now. He's not going to answer. 610-670-2770 and ask for Phil Macaronis for the keys to buying and selling your home. Matt Lytle has his keys. It's Nazareth Wilson football tonight here on WEEU.
Bob, thanks. I can tell you Nazareth needs a big night from their star quarterback, Peyton Falzone. He needs to make plays with his big arm as well as his scrambling ability. Also, the senior running back, Wimberly, he'll need to continue to break tackles, gaining yards after first contact, because Wilson Bulldogs will be hitting him from all different angles. Foul zone needs to protect the football tonight and keep Nazareth in sustained drives. Turnovers may decide this game tonight for sure. On the other side of the ball for Wilson, senior quarterback Mason Young will need to continue his cadence under center and keep the development happening. Stay poised and confident. He has multiple weapons through the air in Glover, Dean, Carpenter, Akings, and Greer. Akings, big playmaker and threat out of the backfield, and will be a factor tonight's game as well. Wilson needs to control the clock and keep foul zone and company off the field. The soon-to-be Auburn Tiger.
And we can't downplay it enough, the fact that we're talking about next-level players, because Michael Glover will be a next-level player. He is an absolute stud. We got a chance to see him a lot more last year in their multiple tight end sets. The other members of that crew all graduated with Brady Klein and Crystal Hunsinger and Cam Zulinger, and now it's Michael Glover, who is that primary target, but he is such a good target. He's big, he's strong, he can stretch the field as big as he is, and they will give him the football as a running back at times as well.
Yeah, he can do a lot. I mean, he's big, physical, and he's fast. And I'll tell you what, he's got great hands. And I made note about Mason Young on his it was a big league throw against Plymouth Whitemarsh. It was a tight end wide deep cross. He hit Glover in stride right on the numbers. Glover had two guys on him. One of them hit him hard. The other one, Glover carried in the end zone. It was unbelievable. This guy's got speed, he's got power, and he's got great hands. So look for him to pick up a Division I offer here shortly.
Yeah, 6'3", he's 225 pounds. He's a junior. He's gotten a lot of nibbles from some of the bigger programs, including Penn State. I know he's had more than one visit at Penn State. And when you're talking about playing the tight end position at Penn State, it's hard to argue with a program that's got 6 guys in the NFL right now who are tight ends at Penn State. But that's how good Michael Glover is. But he's a Bulldog for this year and for next. Let's take a look at all of the starting lineups. They're brought to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic homemade Italian dishes for over 100 years. New memberships are now being accepted for only $10. The facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Emmanuel, Taste of Italy, right here in Reading. When the Bulldogs have the football, their starting center is Caden Nemitz. He is a senior. The guards, Jesse Etchberger, a returning veteran, and Preston Simons, a junior. The tackles, another returning veteran, and Avery Manara and David Wise at 6'5" and 255 is the other tackle. Manara is 6'3" and 270. So good size up front for the Bulldogs. And then, of course, Michael Glover is the tight end. The wide receivers, Matt mentioned the Jaden Carpenter, Eli Dean. They were kind of token wide receivers to some degree last year because of the tight ends. They are a bigger piece of the puzzle now with Damian Greer mixed in. Correll Akings is their tailback. Damian Greer's older brother, Monty, will also be very much on the field for the Bulldogs. And again, Mason Young, the senior quarterback for Wilson. The defense for Nazareth, when the Bulldogs have the football, it'll be a 3-5 defense for Nazareth with the nose guarded Austin Christine, Jake Bendikevitz, and Eddie Smith are the defensive ends. The outside linebackers are Aiden Davis and Brady Henry. The middle linebacker is Cooper Wenner. The strong safety / outside linebackers really are Tanner Zelikowski and Marquise Wimberly. The corners are Caden Buscemi and Alex Rodriguez. And the free safety is Lance Zurcher. For the Bald Eagles, when they've got the football, the offensive line, which head coach Tom Falzone said if we have an issue, it's up front. We lost some key people up front, but they also have some size up front as well. The center is Marquez Tavares. The guards are Ronan McColgan and Eddie Smith. Jake Bendikevitz and Austin Christine are the tackles. Tanner Zelikowski is the tight end. Mason Marinelli will also see a lot of time at the tight end spot. The 3 receivers are Lance Zurcher, Luke DePietro, and Matt LaLuga. DePietro, just a sophomore. He played a lot last year as a freshman. And the other 2, Zurcher and LaLuga, are both juniors. Marquise Wimberly, as we talked about, is the back, along with the 6'5", 210-pound senior in Peyton Falzone as the quarterback. The Bulldogs, because of the passing ability of Nazareth, will go with a 3-4 defensive alignment tonight with Malachi Tolles as one defensive tackle, Mel Gaston as the other, and Michael Glover up front as well. The outside linebackers will be Cole Peterson and Ethan Harding, Braden Farrell and E.J. Brownback, Brownback started as a freshman here at Wilson at linebacker, now a junior, and he is just an absolute tackling machine. 6 foot, 220-pound junior. The corners are Jaden Carpenter and Corell Akings. The safeties, Chase Herb and Monty Greer. That's the starting lineups for both teams. Our game time weather outlook is brought to you by the United Way of Berks County. For 100 years, United Way has been a force for help, hope, and opportunity. They lead and invest in programs that strengthen education, literacy, food security, and job opportunities, helping children and families to thrive. Together, they do right here, building a stronger community for generations. Learn more or volunteer at uwberks.org. Well, it may be September, but it still feels like a late summer night here in Berks County. 78 degrees is our game time temperature. Not much of a breeze at all to think about or concern yourself with in terms of the kicking game, and quite obviously for the passing game as well, based on what the Nazareth Blue Eagles want to do in order to be successful. The Captains are making their way to midfield, and we are a few minutes away from game time tonight. Our pregame show is brought to you by Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf. Fuel up for game day with their delicious burgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, barbecue sandwiches, French fries, and, of course, ice cream. Have your own gridiron battle in their 27-hole miniature golf course. Visit Shell's on the 5th Street Highway in Temple. It is the Wilson Bulldogs and the Nazareth Blue Eagles as our football week continues here at WEEU. Of course, we had the Eagles and Cowboys last night. More football for you tomorrow as the Penn State Nittany Lions will welcome Florida International to Beaver Stadium. Jack Ham and Steve Jones will have the call of the game for you. That's a 12 noon kickoff. We'll be on the air with our pregame show at 10:30. You can join Rich Garcella and me for Nittany Extra. That'll air tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We're moments away from kickoff. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with our final moments of our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show when we come back to West Lawn after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all. From residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
My AC gave out on the hottest day of the year. Keith had it running again fast and for a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, Keith handles it all. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Honest, fast, professional, solid work every time. Call Keith. You'll be glad you did.
Keith, quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com.
Redner's Markets makes grocery shopping more convenient with Redner's Ready. Shop online and place your order as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Our personal shoppers handpick your items and accommodate any personal instructions for your grocery needs. There's no difference between in-store and online pricing and no extra cost for pickup. And you can even have your order delivered by DoorDash for a small fee. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition.
You're listening to high school football on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading as our Shell's Restaurant, Dairy Swirl, and Miniature Golf pregame show winds its way to a conclusion. It's time for kickoff, and our kickoff is presented by the Coley Insurance Group. Discover the power of choice with Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group with locations in Muhlenberg and Wyomissing. They're a fully independent insurance agency with access to over 40 top-rated insurance carriers to ensure you get the best coverage at the best price. Whether it's auto, home, or life insurance, they have you covered. At Goosehead Insurance, the Coley Insurance Group, the power of choice is yours. Call there today. It's 484-848-6088. That's 484-848-6088. Alongside Matt Latta, my name is Bob McCool, getting you set for the Wilson Bulldogs and the Nazareth Blue Eagles. Again, both teams unbeaten so far. Nazareth will win over Hazleton in week 1, 46-7, and outscoring Whitehall last week 62-33. Wilson's 2 wins over Cheltenham in week 1 here at John Gursky Stadium, 35-24. And then last week on the road, they beat Plymouth Whitemarsh by a score of 27-7. Last year, this game at Nazareth was won by the Blue Eagles 35-31. It was 31-28 Wilson at halftime. So obviously adjustments were made by both teams, but most specifically by the Bulldogs at halftime to figure out a way to slow down Peyton Falzone, with the exception of one thing. A 50-yard touchdown scramble by the quarterback was the only score in the second half, but it wasn't enough for the Nazareth Blue Eagles to hold off Wilson, who did have a drive to try to win it, but fumbled going in for the score. So Nazareth comes away with a win. Last year, Nazareth finished the season at 7-4. They lost in the District 11 quarterfinals to Emmaus. A year ago, the Bulldogs went on to play in the District 3 6A championship where they fell to Harrisburg. On the return for Nazareth, it's Lance Zurcher. Bobbled it for a moment. Escapes a tackle at the 25. He's across the 30. It turns out to be a pretty nice, solid run for Lance Zurcher, who started out with some trouble. He bobbled it. He avoided a tackle and ends up taking it almost to the 35, called it the 33-yard line.
Yeah, nice battle there. Just scrapping for yards, shaking off some Wilson defenders there, getting up the field on his kick return there by Zurcher. Nice return.
So Falzone on the season is at 64%. 559 yards through the first 2 games, 6 touchdowns. He has been picked off twice, once in each of the first 2 games. With Marquise Wimberly in the backfield, sidecar to his right, they bunched their receivers, 2 on each side. Bulldogs with 3 down defensive linemen, long snap count. Falzone will be in the shotgun all night. They come with a blitz right up the gut. Falzone off his back foot, finds his tight end. It's Zelikowski across midfield into Wilson territory down at the 45-yard line. Falzone faces the blitz right up the gut and finds his tight end for a first down.
Bob, off his back foot at the 20-yard line, throws almost a rope out to the Wilson 45-yard line. This kid's got a strong arm, as you can see. I mean, just big league throw.
22 yards on the hookup to Zelikowski in Wilson territory on the first play. And now here's Wimberly getting his first call. Patiently finds a hole, and up the gut he goes across the 40 and down close to the 35-yard line. He's close to, a little bit shy of the first down. It looks, nope, they're gonna give him the first down. It's a 10-yard run for Wimberly.
Yeah, Wimberly sidestepped Chase Herb, the safety coming up to make the tackle. Wimberly sidestepped him, got those extra yards. Enough for another first down.
Wimberly ran for 194 yards last week against Whitehall. He's going to split out now as a slot receiver. So 3 to the left for Falzone, 2 to the right. He's in a naked backfield. Now Wimberly will go in motion. They fake that. No, they give it to him on a jet sweep. Looking to kick it outside. He's to the 30 and close to another first down. Wimberly on the jet sweep. A flag goes down as he gets run out of bounds close to the 25. Let's see what the game's first penalty is going to be.
Yeah, nice design there, bringing Wimberly in motion from the right side. 3 receivers set to the left, motion him. Falzone quick tosses to him and a nice, glorified sweep out the left side, and there is a flag, and it looks like this is coming back. Looks like holding on Nazareth.
Nazareth is already walking backwards. Brian Lothert is our referee, and he gives the signal it is indeed holding against the Blue Eagles. Sean McAleer is our umpire. The head linesman is Jim Beidler. The line judge is Ty Chrisman. Back judge is Glenn Hamilton. So the Blue Eagles will go back 10 yards on the game's first penalty. It'll put them now at the 43-yard line. So it's actually about 1st and 18. So you give Wimberly 2 yards on the little shovel pass. Here's Falzone again off the back foot. Almost picked off. Stepping in and almost coming away with it, I believe, was Monty Greer, who almost had the pick, but instead it's an incomplete pass.
Tanner Zelikowski there looking for that ball, and Falzone's he's gonna watch that in film tomorrow. He threw that off his back foot as well. That was fake draw. He needs to step to the throw and put that on Zelikowski. Was a little bit behind the receiver, almost intercepted.
Yeah, you forgive the back foot throw on the first one with the blitz coming, but that different story, and almost cost him. So it's now 2nd and 18. For the Eagles at the 43-yard line of Wilson. Falzone with time, steps into the throw and finds Zelikowski, the tight end again. Immediately wrapped up by the Bulldogs. They'll spot it at the 39. It's a gain of 4.
Yeah, nice job there by E.J. Brownback, just wrapping him up. That receipt, he had nowhere to go. Brownback was on him immediately as he caught the ball.
So a 3 for 4 at the Bulldog 39-yard line. No doubt 4-down territory here for Nazareth.
Twins each way.
Falzone trying to get Wilson to jump offside. The Bulldogs do not move, and now they're going to look to the sidelines and adjust the play call. He's got Zelikowski and DePietro on his left. He's got Laluga and Zurcher on his right. He's looking across the middle all the way. Again, off the back foot, looking for Zurcher. It's over his head and incomplete. Good for coverage downfield for the Bulldogs. And right there in the line of fire was Elijah Dean. Falzone overthrows it. It's 4th down.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He was definitely looking for Zurcher on a deep cross down around the 10-yard line. But again, he's throwing off his back foot. That's 3 throws all off his back foot, and his accuracy is limited. I should say any quarterback's accuracy is limited when you're throwing it off your back foot.
Well, we said it's more than likely 3 to 4 down territory for Nazareth, and it is. The Bulldogs defense is still out there on 4th and 14 now for Nazareth from the Wilson 39-yard line. Got to get to the Bulldog.
Quick punt.
It's a punt. Falzone is also the punter, and he's going to boom this one right into the end zone. No, it's not. It's going to hit the 5. It stops short and rolls backwards. So that's the beauty of having Falzone as your punter. A little pooch kick for Nazareth to pin Wilson back deep. And it hit the 5 and rolls forward for Wilson out of bounds at about the 12 or 13-yard line. It's a great weapon to have your quarterback as your punter because of just that. You can't put a man back there when you got an all-state caliber quarterback behind center.
Yeah, he lined up in gun and then just took like 3 or 4 steps back and did a quick pooch punt.
And hit it perfectly. It hit the 5 and again rolls forward to the Bulldogs, get a little bit of real estate out of it at the 13. So Mason Young and Wilson will start from their own 13, and they're going to start in a naked backfield. Akings was one of 3 receivers to the left. Now Glover goes in motion. They're going to swing it out to Glover, looking for a block. He gets that block from Damian Greer, and Glover will lumber his way out to about the 20-yard line, a safe 7-yard pickup on 1st down for Wilson.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how many different positions we'll see Glover lined up in on offense because he'll run H-back, he'll run slot receiver, he'll run wide-out receiver, he'll run like a fullback. He'll run tight end position. This guy is versatile.
They will find a way to get the ball in the hands of the junior tight end as he gains 7 to the 20. Buys Wilson a little real estate and breathing room as well. They're in a 2nd and 3 now from the 20. And again, naked backfield for Mason Young. This time the motion man will be Monty Greer on a handoff to him on a jet sweep, but the Nazareth Blue Eagles are all over, and it was Marquise Wimberly, the first one to meet him, and he'll drop it for a loss back at the 17-yard line.
Very similar to the Blue Eagles play. They motioned from one side of the field with the receiver towards the strength and did like a glorified sweep, and the Blue Eagles front four were there to contain him and not let him get up the field.
So Monty Greer, who did not play in last week's game, just tweaked a little bit with a hip issue, but he's back now, but he loses 3 on his first touch. His younger brother Damien is in a right slot for Wilson with Monty split out to the right side. Akings is in the backfield for the first time on 3rd and 6. Young wants to throw for it, has time, looking across the middle. Pass is caught and a lunging catch is made for a 1st down. And it's Eli Dean on the catch for the Bulldog 1st down.
Yeah, nice trips package there on the left side of Mason Young. Read his first read. Dean over the middle, nice little Y route over the middle, and nice throw and completion for 1st down between the two, between Young and Dean.
Goes for 12 yards, and the 1st down now at the 29 for the Bulldogs. 8:16 left to go. First quarter, we're scoreless. Akings in the backfield is going to get his first touch. Trying to get around the left edge. He's got a lot of Blue Eagles around him, and the guy who turned it upfield was Tanner Zelikowski, outside linebacker. Call him strong safety, call him what you want, but he called him the tackler as he brings down Akings right around the line of scrimmage.
Actually, along with that pursuit, turning it back inside was Marquise Wimberly, who's their running back and playing both sides of the ball because they lost Jaden Wolf, a senior defensive back and running back, last week tore his ACL. Unfortunate for him, he was getting looked at by a lot of Ivy League schools.
Yeah, but actually, Akings got about 4 yards on the play, so it's 2nd down and 6 now for the Bulldogs. Akings sidecar left of Young in the backfield. Long snap count, and it'll be Akings, and he won't get much. Christensen, the first one to get to him. Austin Christine, the nose guard got through and got to Akings just about the time of the handoff. Akings gets to the 35 at a gain of 2. It'll be 3rd and 4.
Yeah, delay run there off a right tackle, and it was, nice job staying home there by Mason Marinelli, sophomore outside linebacker, staying at home and wrapping him up.
Looks like the Bulldogs will put everybody on one side and Michael Glover on the left. Carpenter, Dean, and Greer are all on the right side. Glover on the left. On third and call it 4. Now Dean goes in on motion, shifts from right side to left. Young looking that way. He's in trouble, and he's wrapped up, and it's Wimberly who has him, is going to bring him down the sack back at the 26-yard line.
Nice play by Wimberly there. There were a couple of Bulldogs down the field that looked to be open, so it was really, really big play there by the Blue Eagles getting to Young in the backfield.
So the first sack of the football game goes to Nazareth, a loss of 9, all the way back to the 26-yard line. And so Wilson will now have to punt the football. Chase Herb is their punter. And the return man for the Blue Eagles is the sophomore Luke DiPietro. So Wilson picked up a first down. Nazareth picked up a first down in their first series. That's as much as they could get. Booming kick. DiPietro has to backpedal, goes all the way back to the 26-yard line to field it over his shoulder, and he's wrapped up and brought down right away by Damian Greer. Great job of flipping the field on special teams by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, so Greer, heck of a job by Greer, but I also want to make note that Chase Herb, that was an amazing punt there. I mean, he got his foot on that one. That was a boomer.
So the Blue Eagles will start all the way back at about their own 31-yard line.
Bob, I wonder if Franklin's here for this game. I know we talked to Falzone's dad or Coach Falzone on the sidelines, and he said he's been calling him on a weekly basis, even though he's committed to Auburn. It's interesting if that helicopter shows up.
Yeah, he said the phone calls have not stopped even after the commitment to Auburn. Well, I mean, if Coach Franklin's smart, he's just sitting home watching it on YouTube.
That's true. Should be listening to you and I on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Why not?
That's the smart thing to do.
Absolutely.
6:04 left to go in the first quarter. And an official's timeout. I'm not sure what the problem is after the punt. That was an injured player, I guess, for Nazareth. Nazareth's coaches were on the field. I don't see a player shaken up. So for some reason or another, the officials had the play stop for a moment. So Nazareth has their offense out there again. They're at their own 31-yard line. We're just about the halfway mark of the first quarter. Each team has had a possession. Each team has picked up a first down. We are scoreless. Peyton Falzone, 3 out of 5 in his first series.
Let's see if he sets his feet now in this series. His first series, he's thrown off his back foot on every throw.
Mason Marinelli is now in there as a tight end. He's winged to the right. It's Wimberly who gets the call following Marinelli, and he'll push forward. Marinelli's a tough runner. Wimberly, is a tough runner at 190 pounds, and he fights his way for a couple.
Yeah, and he was dragged for 3 or 4, and guess who he was dragging? He was dragging Glover down the field, up the middle, and Glover's no slouch.
3-yard pickup for Marquise Wimberly on his second carry of the game. Puts him at the 34. It's 2nd down and 7. Quicker snap out this time. It's right back to Wimberly. He's got a hole. He's got the 40, 45 midfield. Wimberly crits through. Shirt tail grab by Herb. Slows him down, but not before Marquise Wimberly takes it all the way inside the Bulldog 35-yard line.
Nice delay draw there from Falzone to Wimberly. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for Chase Herb grabbing his shirt, it was going to be a touchdown. Nice touchdown saving shirt tackle there by Chase Herb.
That's a 33-yard run for Wimberly to the Bulldog 33-yard line. 5.5 left to go in the first quarter. Nazareth again in Wilson territory. Right back to the hot hand of Marquise Wimberly. Not this time. Bulldogs will sandwich him, wrap him up, and push him backwards. Glover is there on the tackle to meet him first, and he had help from Brownback.
Yeah, you'll hear those two names a lot tonight. Brownback and Glover on defense. Two studs.
So after a 33-yard gain, Wimberly loses a yard that time. It's 4th carry. It's 2nd down and 11 now for Nazareth. Back at the Bulldog 34. Falzone to throw it. A little underneath route. Pass is caught by DiPietro. Tries to sidestep at one tackle. Trying to get away from Akings, but Herb is there to clean him up. And around the 29-yard line, gain of about 5.
Nice quick hitting hitch route down here to the boundary field. And he stepped into that one. That was a laser. Number 13 didn't have to move. Hit him right in his numbers. Try to get up the field, but tackled quickly by Akings.
First catch of this game for DiPietro, his 8th of the season. Luga is their number 1 receiver at this point, but it's a very balanced attack in terms of receiving. It's 3rd and 6 now for Nazareth, as Falzone now looks to the sidelines to make the adjustments of what they're going to call at the snap. Marinelli, the tight end, is going to go in motion from right wing to left. Falzone looking back right, little back screen, looking for Zurcher, but it's over his head. He was under pressure as Glover was in his grill. Incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
I think that was Jaden Quach. Jaden Quach, number 9, senior. He's
right.
Wide receiver, 5'6", 160 pounds. It was a little bit over his head. It was a middle screen there. He came underneath, and he had a lot of room to run. It was just a little bit over his fingertips.
So it's 4th down now and 6 for Falzone and Nazareth. They've got to get to the Bulldog 23 to keep the drive alive. Trying to get the Bulldogs to jump. They don't. Falzone looks left. Now looks back right. Looking for it all. Looking for DePietro.
Wow.
Tries to make a one-handed catch, but he could not hold on. Had it for a moment, but DePietro just couldn't hold it, and it's an incomplete pass.
Great effort there by DePietro. Had it with one hand. One hand, pulled it into his shoulder pad, and as he was going down to the ground, it popped out. So great effort there by the wide receiver. Good throw by Falzone, but first down, Wilson Bulldogs on their own 29-yard line. Turnover on downs.
So Falzone on the incompletion now, 4 for 8 on the football. And Wilson takes possession. Again, the big run by Wimberly that flipped the field on the 33-yard run, but then the Bulldogs tighten the belt. 4:02 left to go in the first quarter. We're still scoreless. Wilson's second possession, as Matt said, starts from its own 29-yard line. Nazareth kind of packing the box defensively as Wilson's got his receivers bunched, and the handoff is to Akings, I believe. No, it is Akings, and not much doing. Akings give him a yard to the 30. That's it.
Yeah, that was a great tackle there by Jake Benikovitz. Benikovitz was there in the backfield. That was another one of those delayed draws or delayed runs off tackle.
Monty Greer now will check in after the Bulldogs get just a yard. So it's Greer in the backfield with Mason Young on 2nd and 9 from the 30. Again, receivers bunched on the left and then one split out to the right. Glover goes in motion. Young's going to follow him on the quarterback keep. Young to the 30 and shoved out of bounds across the 35-yard line. So Mason Young on the quarterback keeper following Glover, who was the motion man, for a gain of about 5, depending on where the quarterback stepped out of bounds.
Nice little play call there, getting Young some activity, getting him running the ball, getting his legs, using those fresh legs, getting out of bounds. 3rd and 4 to go. Nice positive gain there by Mason Young.
Hasn't really run the ball a whole lot so far, as opposed to Maddox Gruber last year, who ran the ball a lot, but he was such a dynamic athlete. Young finds himself now in a 3rd and 4 after that 5-yard gain at the 35-yard line for Wilson. 3:15 to go in the first quarter. Young wants to throw for it here. Little up route, looking for Monty Greer. He makes the catch into Nazareth territory down at the Blue Eagle 42-yard line.
Beautiful, beautiful touch on the ball there by Mason Young. It looked like it was a flat route right there for a minute to Monty Greer, and then he turned it upfield just a wheel route, turn it upfield, and Mason put some nice touch on it. Nice completion and catch for first down.
22 yards to the Nazareth 42-yard line. Young now 3 for 3 to start as Monty Greer makes his 4th catch of the season. And it's a gain of 22 to the 42. First down and 10. Man in motion this time is Damian Greer. He'll take the handoff on the jet sweep. He turns inside the 35, and that's about where he stepped out of bounds. Greer kept running, but he had stepped out of bounds right around the Blue Eagle 35, 34-yard line.
Yeah. Textbook in-motion sweep there, and he did step out of bounds. Caden Buscemi got an arm on him and yanked him enough along the sidelines where he stepped. I think he was tiptoeing that line, but it looks like he got some white.
He still ends up getting about 8 yards to the 34-yard line, so it's 2nd and 2 now for the Bulldogs. All kinds of possibilities here for Jeremy Palm to dial up from the offensive spot. Eli Dean is split out on the left side. Now he'll go in motion left to right. Monty Greer is the back in the backfield. Young looking his way. Now he's looking back the other way. He's under pressure. Eludes 1, eludes 2. Now he's got some open space, looking to avoid more. He's got an open man, but he just can't see him because he's got too many Blue Eagles around him as Greer dances his way to the 35-yard line. In the end, they'll lose a yard.
Some nice fancy footwork there by Mason Young, and he was shifty there in the backfield, making people miss. When he watches this film tomorrow, he's going to see Michael Glover wide open if he just took it outside to the right. Glover was standing there waving, nobody around within 15 yards.
Yeah, instead he cut it back right into the teeth of the defense. That's going to go as a sack and a loss of a yard. Make it 3rd and 3 now for Wilson obviously 4-down territory for the Bulldogs. They're at the Nazareth 35-yard line. Greer the back of the backfield. A little option pitch here for Monty Greer. Makes the man miss with a straight arm. That's going to be a first down run inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, a little lead option there to Monty Greer. Nice tackle there. Again, solo tackle by Jake Bendikovitz, pulling him down along the boundary here.
So Greer gains 3 on the run after that 22-yard catch and run earlier in this series. We're inside of 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. 1:45 left to go. Still scoreless in the first quarter. Remind you that last year, these two teams, it was 31-28 at halftime. This is kind of what the second half was a little bit more like. Right now, the Bulldogs have it 1st and 10 at the Nazareth 29-yard line, looking for the game's first score. Akings shifts into the backfield. Here's a little toss pitch now to Akings' right side. He makes a man miss and won't make the second and the third miss. Good job of closing up by Cooper Wenrick to wrap him up at around the 25, maybe to the 24. It'll bring up second and about 5.
Yeah, Cooper Wenrick fired through from the middle linebacker position and just stayed in line with Akings. There was another lead option there to the strength, to the field behind Glover and company, and made a nice first down saving tackle, actually.
So this time Akings will come out as a receiver left slot with Carpenter split out to the left. Damian Greer split out to the right side. And Glover off the left wing now goes into motion in the backfield. Is he going to get his first handoff? No, Young's going to keep it himself on a quarterback draw play, quarterback option, and he makes a man miss and a beautiful move by Mason Young. He's going to give the Bulldogs a first down inside the 15 and down to the 12-yard line.
Mason Young faked to Glover and he just shook Bendikovitz. I think his pants are still laying back there on the 20-yard line because Mason Young just juked him really good, used his quickness and got around him enough for a first down.
Turns into a 12-yard first down run for the Bulldogs to the 12-yard line. Possibly the last play of quarter number 1 for Wilson. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at the Nazareth 12-yard line.
That was Steve Young, Michael Vick-esque, not Mason Young, Steve Young.
He is going to hand it off this time for Akings. Runs into his own blocker and tries to get away, but Marinelli will not let him get away. And that's going to go probably as a loss for the Bulldogs. And again, that will be the final play of quarter number 1. So kind of ends on a thud for the Bulldogs, but a nice drive going on right now for Wilson. We'll see how they do in terms of finishing it off, because after one period of play here at John Gursky Stadium, the Nazareth Blue Eagles 0, the Wilson Bulldogs 0. Back with the second quarter. High school football presented by Savage Auto Group continues to roll on from Wilson when we get back after this on WEEU in Reading.
Join us for our Fall into Savings sales event September 5th and 6th at the Habitat for Humanity Restore in Temple. Discover incredible deals at prices you'll love on furniture, home decor, appliances, and more. Whether you're renovating your home or hunting for unique treasures, you'll find it at Restore Berks. And here's the best part. Every purchase helps build homes and hope right here in Berks County. Don't leave these savings behind this season. 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple. Learn more at restoreberks.org.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
Welcome back to Wilson High School alongside Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. Two teams who put up a lot of points over the course of the last couple of games. Not so much so far. It's been a defensive tussle, but the Bulldogs have themselves a drive going. 2nd down and 11 at the 13-yard line. We're seeing a little bit something different from Mason Young tonight that they haven't shown through the first 2 games, and that's Mason Young running with the football.
Yeah, Mason Young, I'll tell you what, he's shown his quickness. He's got some shimmy shakes. He's got some shifty moves running the ball. So a lot of very Maddox Gruber-esque. I think he's got more shake than Maddox Gruber, to be honest with you.
2nd down, 11. This is the 10th play of this drive for Wilson. They started at their own 29. They've now got it at the Nazareth 13. We're scoreless as we start the second. Akings the back in the backfield. Shifts from right side car to left. Young's got 3 receivers to his right with Glover, the tight end, just off the line of scrimmage. Glover looking that way, looking over the middle field for Glover, and it's deflected and incomplete. Good recovery by Zurcher to get a hand on it, knock it away from Michael Glover, and deny the touchdown.
Mason Young, this is where experience comes in. He wants that throw back. He floated that ball and put touch on it. Glover was wide open from the get-go and allowed the defenders to make up ground and knock that ball down and bat it away. If he put a little bit more force or oomph on the ball, it's touchdown Bulldogs.
Yeah, he threw a changeup and needed the fastball.
Yeah, he definitely needed the fastball, Bob.
3rd and 11 at the 13 instead for the Bulldogs. Glover now lined up on a wing on the right. Fake the handoff to Akings. Young's got time, looking for somebody. A flag goes down as he ends up dumping it off to Glover, who's at the 10 to the 5 and run out of bounds. We'll see where Glover stepped out of bounds, but it also looks like the penalty is going to be against Wilson. That's the preliminary call.
A nice job by Cooper Wenrick, because I tell you what, Glover was about to get in that end zone again, running over 2 of the Blue Eagles, and Wenrick came and cleaned him up, kept him out of the end zone.
So, again, the penalty will be assessed against Wilson. Referee Brian Lothard is going to go over and check with Tom Falzone. Great conversation we had with the Nazareth Blue Eagle coach. Again, 12 seasons. He's done a great job at Nazareth. He's won 81. He's lost 45. He's talking about the fact that, look, when it's all said and done, with all the recruiting and the changing and all the stuff that's going on, it's still a dad coaching his son and being able to have some time. Look, he's been looking forward to coaching his son since he's a peewee football player, and now here he is in his senior year playing football on a Friday night.
He said good news is, too, he's been to so many camps with his son, and his son getting so much expertise from other quarterbacks who've played the game. He really doesn't need to coach him. His kid's taking pearls from lots of different people. So Peyton is very coachable, and that's exciting to hear.
Yeah, he was taking a couple pearls from Matt Lytle, too, while he was down the field. I can tell you that. Here's Young looking for it all, looking for Akings. Jump ball in the end zone. Carell Akings made the catch.
Touchdown, Bulldogs.
Carell Akings maneuvers his way around the defender, takes it away, and the Bulldogs are on the board first.
Kind of fade route to Akings going down the sidelines, and he was covered by Marquise Wimberly, and Wimberly had his head away from the play and did not see it come down, and Akins hit him in the breadbasket. Nice catch. Nice touchdown throw there by Mason Young, and catch by Akins.
So number 23 for the Bulldogs scores the touchdown from 23 yards out. On now to attempt the extra point for Wilson is Preston Oxenrider, the freshman kicker. And the kick is plenty long enough. Did he get it through? He did. Wilson strikes first. It's a touchdown pass, 23 yards from Mason Young to Carell Akings. Akings' second touchdown pass reception of the year. 6th thrown by Mason Young. Bulldogs on top. We'll be back to West Lawn in 30 seconds. High school football presented by Savage Auto Group is live on WEEU in Reading.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
An 11-play drive for the Wilson Bulldogs, and it goes 71 yards for the score. They overcome the holding penalty to put them back to the 23-yard line. And on the very next play, Mason Young on the route to Carell Akings for the touchdown. We talked about it, Matt, that both of these backs, both Wimberly for Nazareth, Akings for Wilson, are both as much of a threat out of the backfield as receivers as they are as runners.
Yeah, they're big. They're very versatile. They can do it in the air. Good. They both have good hands, but they're both great runners. They can hit you from any distance too. They can make the big play, or they can grind it out. Both are very strong and physical.
Oxenrider, who is the place kicker for Wilson, the freshman, but Eli Dean is the kicker, but he's having trouble getting the ball on the tee. There's no wind, so he can't blame it on that, but he's having a tough time getting the ball to stick in the tee. He might end up having to use a holder. Usually you wait for those windy days later on in the season for that to be an issue, but for whatever reason, Eli Dean can't get the ball to stick in the tee, so Chase Erb is going to have to go down there and hold it. 7-0 Bulldogs strike first in this one. Marquise Wimberly and Lance Zurcher are the return men for Nazareth. This is going to be Zurcher from about his own 11-yard line. He's got the 20 and the 25, and not much further as he's wrapped up. Ethan Harding, first one to make contact with him as the return man for the Nazareth Blue Eagles. Lance Zurcher takes it to about the 27-yard line. That's where Nazareth will start its third offensive series.
Nice physical wrap-up there by Ethan Harding, not allowing Lance Zurcher to get any more yards on that kick return. The Blue Eagles will start out on the 27-yard line.
So Peyton Falzone so far 4 for 8 throwing the football for 33 yards. He has found 3 of his receivers so far, but he's got essentially 6 that he'll go to at any point in time that you have to be conscious of. He's got 2 to his right, 1 to his left, and the give is to his back in the backfield, and I believe that's Will Bacalo who's in there as the running back, the sophomore. And he's bottled up immediately at the 25-yard line. Actually lost 2 yards back to the 25. It's 2nd and 12. It is Bacalo who got the call. And again, receivers bunched to the right, 3 on the right for Falzone and 1 to his left. He's going to roll out to his right, looking for some time, has time, looking for somebody to break open. It's Zurcher who makes the diving catch out around the Bulldog, around the Nazareth 40. That's good for a first down for Nazareth.
Nice laser throw on the run, going to his right. Falzone hitting Zurcher in stride for a nice first down throw.
Zurcher's got 3 of the 5 completions. Here's a little dump off. Pass is caught by Zelikowski. Tight end's got room to run. He's in Wilson territory and run out of bounds at about the Bulldog 38-yard line. A little dump off, maybe change along the way for his Falzone, but he found the right man.
Looked like a quarterback option there, and then Zelikowski came underneath. Defensive end didn't know where to go. It was almost going to be a pitch play, and he ended up throwing it to him. But really nice play and change of pace for the Blue Eagles.
22 yards on the catch by Zelikowski, his 3rd grab of the game. And with that, the Blue Eagles are at the Bulldog 36-yard line. Falzone dumps it off, this time a little flanker screen, and that's right back to Zelikowski. And the tight end will get a couple to about the Bulldog 35, gain of 3 at 2nd and 7.
Working on the momentum, just some completions. Got that outside quick to Zelikowski, and he got up the field for a short gain. And now you got Wimberly back in the ball game at tailback.
Spotted at the 36. So give him a 2-yard gain, make a 2nd and 2. They fake the handoff to him, and now to Wimberly. Now he looks for DePietro or through Zurcher, and it went right through his hands. Monty Greer was there in coverage, but Zurcher just could not wrap it up. It's 3rd and 8.
Falzone throwing off his back foot again. Heard the footsteps of Brownback out of the middle linebacker spot on the blitz. Still put it right on the money, and Zurcher just couldn't bring it in.
So it's 3rd down and 8 now for Nazareth. Again, 4-down territory for the Blue Eagles. Actually, it's 4th down coming up. 4th down for Nazareth. 4th down and 8 from the 36-yard line. Wimberly the back in the backfield. Zurcher and Laluga split out to the left. Laluga's been his number 1 target this year. He hasn't looked for him yet. Another off his back foot, looking for the go-round. The pass is caught. Touchdown as he finds Luke DePietro for the score. DePietro got behind the defense, and Falzone found him in the end zone for the touchdown.
I'll tell you what, that was out of gun. Great job by DePietro getting behind his defensive back or defender, but Falzone threw that off his back foot again, and he threw that off his back foot with emphasis on a rope. Great throw. I can't imagine when he steps into the ball how much velocity he'd have, coming off his hand. Great athletic throw there by Falzone. So I'm impressed.
Blue Eagles now an extra point away from tying this football game up. Owen Hall, a junior, will be the place kicker for the Blue Eagles. 7th touchdown pass of the year for Falzone. And Hall splits the uprights with 9:47 left to go in the first half. We are even that quickly. Nazareth comes back and puts 7 more on the board. When we come back, second quarter action continues here at WEEU. It's Wilson 7, Nazareth 7. Back after this.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Luke DiPietro with the touchdown catch, his first of the year. Sophomore has 9 catches now in the year with his 2 tonight, but he got some separation with the defense, and as Matt said, Peyton Falzone, whether it's off the back foot or not, he's got a cannon for an arm, and he got plenty of lift on that one for the score. And the Blue Eagles have tied it up. 7-7 is our score. 7th touchdown pass of the season for Falzone, the 49th of his career.
Yeah, I want to say it here. I mean, I'm sure I'm not going to be the first or last to say it. This kid's going to be playing on Sundays. He stays healthy and whatnot. He's got a cannon. He's got the caliber NFL-sized quarterback. He's 6'5", 210, 220 pounds. He's a specimen. He can run it too. Running a 4.5 40 is quick.
Yeah, he's 205 is what they list him on the roster, but obviously you can put him in a Division I weight program, and he's going to get bigger and stronger with that as well. And so Peyton Falzone's got all the tools. He's also worked with a lot of different people, including a guy on the Wilson sideline. He's worked a lot with Chad Henne over the course of evolution. As Matt was talking about, his dad, Tom Falzone, said he's very coachable. He's worked with a lot of people, including Brad Mandler, who's worked a lot with Penn State quarterbacks Drew Aller and Ethan Grunkemeyer. Peyton Falzone has gone out to Ohio to Brad Mandler's quarterback school and worked with him on a lot of different skills. And that was one of the reasons why it looked like Penn State was going to be a perfect marriage for him. But right now he is headed to be an Auburn Tiger. And now it is the Bulldogs back on offense with 9:37 left to go in the first half. 1st and 10 for Wilson. They start from their own 33-yard line in a 7-7 tie. Young, all kinds of time. Looking for a go route. Pass is up in the air, and the pass is caught. It's Jaden Carpenter outfights the defense for a first down catch.
Is it intercepted? Was it intercepted?
Nazareth is saying they picked it off. Carpenter acted like he caught it, and right now the officials are talking about it.
Either way, it looked like Carpenter came down in the paint out of bounds, but it looks like Nazareth's got the ball back.
Yeah,
so
it is going to be an interception. Carpenter and the defender were right there, and they both apparently must have had possession at one point in time, but they're saying that the ball is intercepted. Nazareth started to celebrate. He may have just ripped it out of Carpenter's hands as Carpenter was falling to the ground.
I think he coughed it up as he was going down. It popped up, and the defender popped up right into his hands. So, I mean, unfortunate situation there for Wilson. Now that brings Falzone back onto the, quick turn of events, back onto the field for 1st and 10 on their 36-yard line.
So the game's first turnover gives it right back to Nazareth. 7-7 tie, 9:29 left to go in the first half. Falzone will work out of a naked backfield. No, he will not. Wimberly is now sidecar, but he's going to shift out of the backfield to his left. So 3 to his left, 2 to his right for Falzone. He's looking in the direction of Wimberly. Wimberly on a go route. Wimberly has behind a step on the defense. Over the shoulder, he could not hold on.
Wimberly had 3 steps to the nearest Wilson Bulldog defender, and Falzone laid it out there. It went off both hands of Wimberly. Just couldn't pull it in. Great throw. I mean, great throw.
Yeah, Wimberly almost kind of looped around it a little bit and made it a little bit more of a difficult catch because it became an over-the-shoulder catch. And just basically a deep seam route with Wimberly, the motion man. But unfortunately for Nazareth, it goes for naught. And it's now 2nd down and 10. Wimberly will come out for a breather.
In a big game like this, you get 3 to 4 opportunities on those big throws. That was a miss there. That's unfortunate for the Blue Eagles.
Here's a little handoff to the running back, Bacolo. Bacolo gets a couple. Again, Wimberly had to come out for the breather after that pass route. Bacolo will take it to about the 38, gains 2. It's 3rd down and 8. Marinelli's out there as a second tight end. Now Bacolo out, Wimberly back in. Aiden Kwok is also on the field. He is slot to the left side with Marinelli in the middle.
Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Wimberly in the backfield. Out of the gun.
On 3rd and 8. Falzone has time. Looks across the middle. Pass is caught. DiPietro has it in Wilson territory down to the Bulldog 40-yard line and maybe a couple more.
Deep slant there. He hit DiPietro in stride. Stepped into that throw, and it was a rocket on the money. I mean, nice throw and catch. And it looks like
DiPietro's a little shaken up. The man who caught the ball.
He was high load on that play. One of the defenders went low, and somebody tackled him high. So hopefully, it's not a knee issue.
It's a 25-yard pickup for Nazareth, and they are now at the Bulldog 37-yard line with the injury. Clock stops at 8:34. As trainers take a look at DePietro. So hopefully he's okay. He's the man who has the touchdown pass. He gets up and jogs back off the field. He wants to go back to the huddle, which he's not going to be able to do, but he'll have to come out for at least one play. Sophomore has had a big presence for Nazareth. Played a lot last year as a freshman. A 25-yard pickup here. It's 1st and 10 at the Wilson 37-yard line. Falzone picking up the pace here in this second quarter. After a 4-for-8 start, he is now 4 for his last 6. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line of Wilson. Fakes to Wimberly. A little jump off, and it's Kwok who makes the catch. Makes a man miss and fights for another first down for Nazareth. Down to the Bulldog 25-yard line, a gain of 12.
Yeah, yards after the catch there for Kwok. Shook the first defender and got up the field enough for a first down. Great throw and catch. Falzone put that on the money as well, on the upfield shoulder where he just turned and shook his defender. Nice play.
Matt LaLuga, again, their top receiver. They have not looked his way as of yet. He's split out to the left on 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Marinelli shifts from right wing to left wing with Zurcher and LaLuga split out on the left side. Give is to Wimberly. Wimberly, a little bit of daylight and then dragged down from behind by Glover at about the 21, a gain of 4.
Yeah, nice job by Glover keeping him at bay to just hold him to just 4 yards. Wimberly had a head of steam there. Glover's had a hard time bringing him down.
Glover started as a freshman on the defensive line. They did not play him a whole lot during the regular season defensively last year because he was such a vital piece of the offense. But now as a junior back out there starting at the defensive end. 2nd down and 6 after the gain by Wimberly of 4. Bulldogs looking like they're showing with a corner blitz here. And Falzone has it deflected at the line of scrimmage, and swatting it back in Falzone's face is Mel Gaston.
Yeah, Falzone was looking for his hot route. Luke DiPietro was on the backside running a slant. Blitz was coming, and Falzone was quickly went to get it out of his hand, but was batted down at the line of scrimmage.
So the incomplete pass stops the clock with 7:08 left to go in the first half. We are tied at 7. Wilson and Nazareth. Blue Eagles have it at the Bulldog 21-yard line. It's now 3rd down and 6 after that incomplete pass. They bunch the receivers, 2 on each side line of scrimmage. Falzone again off the edge comes the blitz, and underneath a pass thrown low. Did Marinelli make the catch? It looks like he did. Scooped it up at about the 16-yard line. He's going to be a yard shy of the first down.
Nice catch there by Marinelli, low to the ground, and Falzone had to throw it low because he was shaking a defender or making a guy miss as he was throwing it.
Yeah, it's Cole Peterson who came off the edge. He got in his face, so it's 4th and 2. A little dump-off pass. It's Marinelli over the shoulder. He's tripped up at the 10. A touchdown-saving tackle for Glover. It's going to be 1st down and goal to go for Nazareth at the 7-yard line.
Great effort there by Glover making that tackle because that was a touchdown. And Falzone, that was almost like it was a jump shot. Playing basketball is how he threw that to his receiver.
And it was Marinelli who made the catch. Now he's a little bit slow to get up as well as he was brought down at the 7-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal to go. It's a 10-yard completion to Marinelli, his first grab of the game. So he's finding his tight ends now as well. And it's 1st and goal again at the 7-yard line.
We've seen so much pressure put on Falzone, people in his face. I have not seen him once use his feet as a weapon. And the first 2 games of the season, he did it a lot.
Yeah.
At 4 or 5 speed, the kid can run.
And he did it to Wilson last year. Again, the difference in the game ultimately was a 50-yard run by Falzone. As Matt said, he has not carried the football as of yet. He's got 4 rushing touchdowns on the season to go along with his now 7 touchdown passes. But he's got his team now in a 1st and goal at the 7 as Marinelli gets up and walks off the field in his own power. Back-to-back catches for the sophomore tight end. Shaken up at 1st and goal at the 7. So it's Kwok, DePietro out there as receivers. LaLuga as well. LaLuga will split to the right. DePietro is off the wing on the right. Zelikowski is in on the wing on the right as well. Here's Wimberly on a little pitch, trying to stretch it out. He'll turn it upfield inside the 5 and down close to the 2. Nice job by Wimberly to get it outside, get himself some freedom, and takes it down to about the 2. It'll be second down and goal to go.
Yeah, nice play call there by the offense coordinator for the Blue Eagles. That was quads to the right, and they put Wimberly offset and tossed him the ball and got him some extra yards.
They'll go right back to him, and he'll a little counter handoff. Did he get in? I don't think he did.
Wimberly, again, you're right up the middle, and I think he's half a yard short of the goal line.
So we'll call it third and goal to go at the 1, going with the quick snaps here. And they'll go, Falzone will keep it himself, going to roll out, and he will take it in. Peyton Falzone with his touchdown run from a yard out, and the Nazareth Blue Eagles are in front for the first time tonight.
We talked about Falzone using his legs. That was a quick hitter there. Just kept it himself, called his own number, and ran to the pylon. Touchdown, Blue Eagles.
So Nazareth takes advantage of the game's first turnover. After the interception, Nazareth gets it back at the 36-yard line. And Peyton Falzone and the Blue Eagles engineer another scoring drive that has them in the end zone and has them on top as well, as Owen Hall out to attempt the extra point. So it was Falzone's arm that got them down the field, finding different receivers. Then they went to Wimberly once they got inside the 10. And when they got to the 1, it was Falzone taking it himself. He had a little bit of an option of what he wanted to do with it, and he ultimately called his own number. So Hall was looking for his second extra point attempt. Low snap, they dig it out, and Hall booms it through. And with now 5:47 left to go in the first half, the score, when we come back to Wilson, it is Nazareth 14, the Bulldogs 7.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
A 10-play drive for the Nazareth Blue Eagles. They go 64 yards for the score. Again, coming up after the interception. Game's first turnover. Nazareth gets the football back after scoring. And after they get their first touchdown, exactly 4 minutes later, they're back in the end zone. And now Wilson playing from behind for the first time tonight, trailing 14-7, about to get the ball back. Hall is the kickoff man as well. Monty Greer, Carell Akings, the return man for Wilson. So plenty of time left, and neither team has called a timeout as of yet. Hall's kick will be fielded by Greer at about his own 1-yard line. Greer to the 20. Fights off of one tackle, but a good job of swarming around him. And Monty Greer get wrapped up around the 22. Flags go down as well.
Holding there. They're going to call holding on Aiden Kramer over here on the near side of the field by the Wilson's bench on the return.
So it'll be the second penalty against the Bulldogs, both of them holding penalties. So field position wasn't great for Wilson. It's going to be backed up. Wilson will start back inside their own 15-yard line once they walk off the 10-yard penalty. So Mason Young, who got off to the great start, 4 for 5 throwing the football, but now his last pass intercepted. And will start deep in his own territory, what should be at around the 12-yard line once they mark it off, and that's exactly where they'll start. Young with Akings, sidecar to his right. Glover goes in motion, shifts from right wing to left, and they're going to give it to Glover. A counter handoff to Michael Glover, who lowers his shoulder and takes it across the 15 to about the 16 and gains 4.
Yeah, great window dressing there, taking Glover in motion and then handing the ball off to him again, coming back on that counter play.
We expect that Glover will see the ball as a runner on multiple. His third of the season. He gains 4 to the 16. It's 2nd and 6. Now 3 to the left for Young. Akings in his backfield on the sidecar to his right. Glover tight end on the right.
trips to the field here.
Young flushed out of the pocket, going to dump it off underneath the Glover, and it goes through his hands and incomplete. May have heard some footsteps coming his way. Brady Henry, the linebacker, was coming up, but Glover, who could not hold on.
Nice job by Mason Young taking his first read right underneath. He had Glover wide open in the flat, and Glover just could not bring it down.
So to make it 3rd down and 6 now for the Bulldogs. Again, the line of scrimmage is the 16-yard line. Eli Dean is split out to the right side. Slot left is Damian Greer. Glover is wing on the left. Need to get to the 22 to move the sticks. Young now looks to the sideline to change the play.
Looks like Nazareth is bringing the blitz. Looks like we got to change.
Pretty much everybody at the line of scrimmage now back off the receivers. Young looking to his right. He avoids the rush. Now he's got room to run. Mason Young is going to keep it himself. He's going to get a first down and get out of bounds as well across the 25-yard line.
Nice job by Mason Young there, making that first defender miss on the blitz right up the A-gap and used his wheels. Got all the way out of bounds at the Wilson 27-yard line.
10-yard pickup for Young on his 5th carry of the game. First down and 10. We'll call it actually
26.
26 is where they spot it. 4:49 left to go, and he got out of bounds to stop the clock. First and 10 at the Bulldog 26-yard line, down 14-7. A little bit of confusion for the Bulldogs in terms of where they are. The receiver out on the left side. Young looking right all the way. Underneath route for Glover. First man is Wimberly trying to make him miss. Wimberly trying to just hold on and hope for help, and eventually Glover gets wrapped up. Forward progress will be out to about the 33-yard line and a gain of about 7, depending where they spot him.
For all you football people out there, that looked like a 9-9-1 route where you had a couple slants coming inside and you had Glover run the flat, wide open in the flat, and it took 3 or 4 defenders to bring him down. He was still not coming down. They had to blow the whistle. Tough to tackle.
Marquise Wimberly, next level back, as we talked about. He's a 190-pound linebacker in addition to being a running back, and he had a hold of Glover, but he just needed help. It's 2nd and 3. Glover not going to go down on first contact. Here's the handoff to Akings. Cuts it back, finds daylight, finds a hole, and finds a first down. Mike Correll Akings out across the Bulldog 45-yard line.
Great vision there by Akings. Akings came through the hole and was looking to the wide side of the field and saw the vision cut back across the grain to the boundary and got an extra 10 yards on that. Great run by Akings with his vision.
To the 46, it's a 13-yard pickup for Correll Akings on his 5th carry of the ball game. First and 10 for Wilson at the 46. 3:45 left to go first half. Bulldogs down 14-7. Akings still there in the backfield sidecar left, and they're going to go right back to him. He finds no hole this time. He is wrapped up and brought down, gain of about 2, maybe 3 to the 49. That's it.
Some people call that vision. Some people call it instinct. For that play right there, it didn't matter if he had either. There was no hole.
Zelikowski clogged the hole and help there from Austin Christine to wrap him up after give him 3 yards to the 49-yard line. Jaden Carpenter will split out on the left side. Monty Greer is the receiver on the right side. Glover wing on the left. Now Akings will shift into the backfield behind Young, and they'll hand it off to him. Straight up the gut goes Akings into Nazareth territory, very close to a first down. We'll see where they spot the football. It's either 3rd and 1 or 1st and 10, depending on the spot.
Seeing the Bulldogs now starting to run the power game and knock the Blue Eagles off the ball. Another strong run there by Akins up the gut.
6 more to make it 3rd and 1. They spot him at the 45. Again, Glover wing on the right. Monty Greer split out on the right side. 2 receivers for Young on the left. Long snap count. Nazareth stays put. Low snap, little option toss for Akings. He'll have the first down and more. 40, 35. Akings 30 and almost down to the 25-yard line. Correll Akings with another Bulldog run for the first down.
Now that was instinct. Nice option play there. Nice pitch by Young, and Akins did the rest. Cut back across the grain all the way down to the Blue Eagles 28, 27-yard line.
18 more on the run for Correll Akings. First down for the Bulldogs. They're 5th on the ground. They're 7th of the first half. 1st and 10, as Matt said, at the 27-yard line inside of 2 minutes left to go in the first half. Young now in the backfield by his lonesome. Akings out as a slot receiver on the right side. Glover goes in motion. They fake his way. They throw back the other way for Carpenter, looking for some blocking. He'll get the 20, fights his way down to the 15-yard line, and another Wilson first down.
Yeah, nice little misdirection there, thinking Glover, they're going to give him the ball to the field, and they come back with a quick receiver screen to the boundary to Carpenter, and Carpenter got upfield, a nice first down. Nice play call there by Palm and company.
12-yard pickup to the Nazareth 15-yard line. First down and 10 for Wilson. Their fourth first down in this drive. They started at their own 12. They're now at the Nazareth 15. Clock still running. 1:20 left to play in the first half. Both teams with all three of their timeouts left. Glover goes in motion. Young going to keep it himself and follow the blocking of Glover, but Nazareth swarms to the football. Young will still pick up a couple down to about the 11 and a gain of 4.
Yeah, he had a nice lead block out there, and it was Mason's ball the whole way. Just glorified sweep there. Called his own number and got about 4.
But with the running play, the Bulldogs will have to keep or burn their first timeout. However, if you're Doug Doms right now, you got 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go. You want to score, but you want as few seconds left to give it to the other guy who has all three of his timeouts left.
Which I think I saw that on that last set of downs. He was running that play clock all the way down to about 7 or 8, and he was getting nervous. He kept stomping or clapping his hands for the ball. So yeah, I would not give Falzone the ball with more than 30 seconds left.
So you're really fighting two fronts here. You're fighting a fight on two fronts because you want to score. You got to make sure you score, but you want to make sure you leave as little time on the clock as you can. Because, again, Peyton Falzone, 3-year starter at quarterback, next-level player, and he's got all three of his timeouts left. And, obviously, he's got a cannon, and he can pick apart the defense given time. So that's the question for Wilson is, can they run off enough time on the clock to make sure that Nazareth does not have enough time to counter?
So first goal is to get to the 5-yard line, get a new set of downs, right? Get to the 5-yard line, depending on what the clock shows. But, yeah, you're right. They got to score first.
Second down and 6 now at the Nazareth 11. Akings back in the backfield this time behind or a little to the off left shoulder of Mason Young. 2nd and 6. Young wants to throw for it, rolling out. He's got all kinds of time, waiting for somebody to get open. He's going to throw it underneath instead for Akings, and the ball hit the ground. The pass a little bit underthrown, and Akings tried to scoop it and take off, but they'll say it's an incomplete pass. It stops the clock with 1:04.
It seemed to be a little bit of broken play there. I know he's looking for Akings, and Akings was covered and then uncovered and then came back to him late and just didn't get enough on it to him.
But Nazareth is playing only 3 down linemen, and I think pretty much that's what they were doing. I mean, Young had all kinds of time, but because they just dropped everybody in coverage, he couldn't find anybody open. So he goes to another option of Akings, but unfortunately for Wilson, he underthrows it. So it's 3rd and 6 now for the Bulldogs. 2 receivers for Young to his right, 1 to his left. Looking right for a little quick hitter. Glover straight arms his way out of a tackle. Throws a tackler out of his way, and will take it in for the touchdown. Michael Glover just set up, flag down on the play. Let's see what happens. Michael Glover just strong-armed his way in, but a holding penalty is going to take the touchdown off the board.
And that was no slouch who he threw out of the way. That was Marquise Wimberly, who's going to Sacramento State. I mean, Glover just almost stiff-armed him, just threw him out of his way and turned his shoulders and got up the field for a touchdown. But, yeah, there is a flag on the play, and it looks like it's coming back.
So the Bulldogs getting hit for their 3rd penalty in this quarter, all of them holding penalties, but this one, no doubt, though, costliest. It'll take the points off the board, and it'll back them up. It'll stay third down, but it should be 3rd down backed up on the other side of the 20 to the 21-yard line. 3rd and 16 now for Wilson.
Now, what would you say, Gronkowski, Tony Gonzalez-esque on that play? I mean,
just the sheer strength of that young man is amazing. And I think he's also angry because I think he's still thinking about that one he dropped back a couple plays ago. So he's playing mad on top of everything
I would
else.
agree with that. He wants that one back.
It's 3rd and 16 now, again, for Wilson back at the 21-yard line after the penalty. 56 left to go on the clock. Actually, they're going to spot it a little bit further up than the 21. It's like they're going to put it at the 16-yard line. So it'll be 3rd, call it about 3rd and about 12. At the 17, if you want to be specific. 3rd and 12 at the 17-yard line. Young's in the backfield by his lonesome now. Glover's lined up as a wing on the left. Young's going to roll to his right instead. looking for Dean deep, but he cannot have enough time, and Wimberly off the edge will come in and drop him in the backfield.
Wimberly on the blitz. I mean, just he coming in, flying. He showed his speed there, and Mason Young didn't have anywhere to go. He didn't have a chance. Takes him all the way back to the Wilson 30-yard line. So now you're looking at a fourth down and 17.
And so Nazareth now will call the timeout. Now Tom Falzone's thinking about what he wants to do, and it's saving as much time as possible. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at the 30.
Yeah,
so it's a loss of about 13 on the second sack of the game for Nazareth's defense.
4th and 25. Right to 30.
So we'll see how Wilson chooses to play this. It's out of field goal range. So they'll take a shot at this, see if they could either get some of it underneath and back up Nazareth as far as they can, or take a shot in the end zone. Second sack of the game for Nazareth defensively.
What is the kickers? What do you got? Do we have a kicker?
Yeah, it's the freshman Preston Oxenrider, who's at this point in time just made extra points to my knowledge. So don't know the leg strength of Oxenrider, but right now you're looking at almost a 50-yard field goal. It's about a 47-yard field goal.
I know just across the way here at Wyomissing, Wilson could always call up Maher. Maher can kick it from 50.
Yeah, but I think the PIAA would have something to say about that.
If he got into some red uni instead of blue.
So the Bulldogs again left to go for it here. Fourth down, and as Matt said, it's about 4th and 25 from the 30. 51 seconds left to go in the half. And we'll see what the Bulldogs try to do strategy-wise. Again, Young's going to be in the backfield by his lonesome. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left.
Going to the end zone here.
Looking for a go route, looking for Carpenter. It's a jump ball. He leaps up. Did he get a foot down?
Did he get it?
Nope, they're going to say he was out of bounds. Carpenter came down with it, but he came down out of bounds. And so on downs, Nazareth is going to get the ball back with 45 seconds left to go in the half and 2 timeouts to work with.
That just goes to show you how hard it is to get a foot, just 1 foot in high school, let alone. Now, I know there was a lot of defenders around him. It was great. He did a great job high pointing that ball, bringing it in. Just unfortunately came down out of bounds. Couldn't drag a foot. Now, 45 seconds left, giving Falzone lots of clock.
And 2 timeouts to work with, starting from his own 30. Falzone unofficially 12 for 19 for 160 yards and a touchdown through the air so far. They lead at 14-7. Falzone back to work. They're going to give it to Wimberly. Wimberly's got daylight. Wimberly's got the 35, cuts it back upfield, and is not going to get the first down. If he had stayed going north-south, he might have picked up the first down, but he cut it outside instead, and it's going to cost him some time and a timeout.
Could not agree with you more, Bob. He had a head of steam, and he started going side to side instead of north-south. If he went north-south, he'd had enough for the first down, and he would have been moving the chains.
And he would have stopped the clock, too, to move the chains, but instead Nazareth has to burn the timeout. So they used their second timeout, and they still have 35 seconds left to go. We'll see if that hurts the Eagles here. A gain of 7 on the play makes it 2nd and 3. 8th carry of the game for Marquise Wimberly. And Nazareth now with only 1 more timeout left to burn. But they're at 37-yard line. Petro, who was shaken up earlier, did get back in the last series. He's going to split out to the left side. And say it again, Matt LaLuga is their top target on the year. He has yet to catch a pass. I don't even know if he's been targeted yet. 6'2 junior, split out on the right side for Falzone. Zurcher's slot left.
Yeah, pick your poison. You're either covered by A-Kings or you're covered by Carpenter. 2 great defensive backs.
Falzone rolling to his left, looking for the sideline. DePicho makes the catch. DePicho needs to get out of bounds and will at the Bulldog 40-yard line. A first down pickup for Nazareth to the Wilson 41.
Wow, that was a dangerous throw there by Falzone. I mean, you had Carpenter right there, just almost got a mid on it and pulled that in, intercepted it with one hand, but it was great throw. Great throw. He squeezed it in there, and you got first down to all the way out to Wilson's 41-yard line with 27 seconds to go.
And 1 timeout left. They're in his range now with the arm he has at the 41-yard line. It's 1st and 10.
Or the legs he's got.
that too. He wants to hand it off to Wimberly here, right up the middle. Wimberly breaks a tackle and another, and he'll move the chains this time, going north-south to the 30. So Marquise Wimberly heard what we were talking about. He gets the first down there.
He sure did, north and south. I'm sure he heard it once or twice over there on sidelines from Tom Falzone as well.
Yeah, probably that too. They were probably a little bit louder in his ear. 1st and 10, and that's going to lead to a timeout here. Naz is going to burn its third and final timeout here. So, again, the clock stops, so they move the chains. Tom Falzone instead wants to probably call a couple of plays here in this sidelines. There's 20 seconds left to go. Nazareth has it 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. So in these kinds of situations, and I know, Matt, at the NFL level, even at college level, you're probably calling a couple of plays in the huddle. At the high school level, you think there's maybe more than two. I mean, I know his son and he are on an incredible wavelength, but you've got to get a lot of sophomores and juniors into that mix. Do you think it's 2 plays, 3 plays? How many plays do you think they're putting together in the huddle?
It's a check with me. There's probably 2 plays, but again, remember they'll line up empty backfield, and if defense makes a change, they're looking over the sidelines and they're going to change the call from the sidelines because they're, whether it's a signal or just a one-word call, they'll change it from the sidelines, and I think that's what they do with the Blue Eagles. But yeah, college, pros, it's usually check with me. It's 2 plays.
1st and 10 for Nazareth at 30. Again, they're out of timeouts. Falzone, deep drop. With pressure, throws underneath, and he throws it incomplete. Zurcher tried to make the diving catch, but coming up was Gaston off the edge, and Falzone throws it incomplete at 2nd and 10.
Yeah, nice deep out route there by Zurcher. I mean, it was a great route. It had enough for the first down, past the sticks, and just missed the mark there by Falzone.
So the incomplete pass stops the clock with 14 seconds left to go. And looking for a big spot here. Wilson will get the football to start the second half. So the Bulldogs looking for a stop and then a chance when the third quarter gets underway. 14 seconds to go. 2nd down and 10 at the 30. 2 receivers each way for Falzone here. Coming off the edge with the blitz. Falzone rolls out, sensing that blitz. He's going to take off, and now he's going to throw underneath. Pass is caught and stepping out of bounds at around the 20-yard line or right around the sticks as well.
Now that's where he's dangerous, Falzone. He felt that blitz, felt that pressure, scrambled to his right, made sure where the first down marker was with his receiver, put it right on the money, enough for a first down. Moving the chains, 8 seconds to go. Has a chance for a touchdown or a field goal here at the end of the half.
It was his tight end, Zelikowski, who makes his 5th catch of the game, gets out of bounds as well at the sticks for the first down. So it's 1st and 10 at the 20.
They're going to kick it.
They are going to kick it with 8 seconds to go. They're not going to take the chance of not getting a second playoff. They're going to kick the field goal here. This will be a 37-yard attempt for Owen Hall. Kick, it's long enough. Did he get it through?
It's good.
He did. Owen Hall from 37 yards out. So Tom Falzone wanting to make sure he got points out of this, sends the kicker on the field, and they do get the 3 points out of it. So, again, you run that risk of whether or not you're going to make sure you get a playoff or not, or whether you get out of bounds or not. And they didn't want to take that chance. They wanted to make sure they got points out of it, and they do. So with 4 seconds left to go in the half, Nazareth adds on to its lead to make it a 17-7 advantage on the 37-yard field goal from junior Owen Hall. So Wilson, no doubt, unless they get a spectacular kickoff return here, we'll see this first half come to an end. Again, they will get the football to start quarter number 3. Coming up at halftime, run through the highlights of this one, then we'll throw things back to our WEEU studios for our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show. Jeff Nolan, Matt Nav back at the WEEU studios to fill you in on the scores of what's going on, give you a prelude of what's to come as well on our scoreboard show. When the clock hits 0 here in West Lawn and our coverage is over, our high school football coverage is not over. The scoreboard show will be with you until 11:30 tonight with a full rundown of everything happening around our area in high school football. So Owen Hall, who made the 37-yard field goal, will kick it off. Monty Greer, Carell Akings are the return men for the Bulldogs. He'll squib it on the ground, and it'll be picked up at around the 28-yard line. Tanner Kennedy on the return for Wilson, and the clock is at 0. So the scoreboards said 0 at the end of a quarter. Scoreless first quarter. It turns into a Nazareth advantage as the Eagles head to the locker room here in West Lawn The score, Nazareth 17, Wilson 7. We'll take a timeout. Back. More high school football at 8:30 a.m. WEU in Reading.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
High school football at 8:30 a.m. WEU in Reading. Tonight's halftime show was brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to help from a leaky faucet to a whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. The Wilson Bulldogs and Nazareth Blue Eagles were scoreless through the first quarter. Wilson got on the scoreboard first on a great catch by Carell Akings in the end zone on the touchdown pass from Mason Young. Finishes off an 11-play, 71-yard drive, and Wilson took the lead 23 yards on the hookup for a 7-0 advantage after the Preston Oxenrider extra point. But the Blue Eagles came right back with Peyton Falzone leading them down the field and ultimately finding Luke DiPietro from 36 yards out for the touchdown to tie the game at 7-7. Wilson pass was intercepted on the next series, and Nazareth made them pay for it as Falzone put together another drive, and this time a 10-play drive was finished off by the quarterback as Falzone took it in for his own touchdown run to put Nazareth on top 14-7. Wilson tried to put one more drive together to get points out of it, but a holding penalty took points off the board. Michael Glover took it in the end zone for a touchdown to tie the game up, but a holding penalty took those points off the board, and ultimately the Bulldogs had to turn it over on downs, and they gave it back to Nazareth, who put together a drive that got them a 37-yard field goal from Owen Hall, and that's where we stand here at West Lawn, with Nazareth on top of the Bulldogs by a score of 17-7. So we're going to take things now. You've up to date here in West Lawn. And as I said a moment ago, Jeff Nolan, Matt Knob back in the WEU studios with more of our Lincoln Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Right now, boys, take it away.
All right, thank you very much there, Bob. You guys take a break from the second floor here at 4th and Court. And along with Matt Knob, I'm Jeff Nolan. Well, talked about quarterbacks being a factor in our pregame show. Matt, early on, well, it is, except right now, Peyton Falzone from Nazareth, a little bit more of an advantage over Mason Young at Wilson.
Yeah, both quarterbacks playing a good game so far. Peyton Falzone has had the better game. Nazareth leads 17-7. I think it's more about the defenses. Honestly, neither team scored in the first half, and first quarter, and the offenses found their footing a little bit there in the second quarter, but Wilson with a drive just before the half, opted to go for it on fourth down, comes up with no points, leaves enough time for Nazareth to get the field goal, 17-7. We'll see if those 3 points prove pivotal later in the night.
Just to play a little devil advocate with that statement right there. You're right. Nothing in the first quarter, but in the final less than 10 minutes is the time that Nazareth is able to put all 17 points on the board. Great clock management towards the end to get those 3 points. 3 points in this game could be absolutely huge.
Right. It could come down. It came down to just a couple points last year. This could be the difference. We'll see. Halftime adjustments, obviously both veteran coaches. See how the halftime adjustments are applied in the third quarter, and see if Wilson can claw their way back into this game a little bit.
Oh, speaking of adjustments, we'll make a couple here in the studio. When we come back, we will update you with scores in the area. It is the halftime show here, 8:30 WEEU. All the information coming up next here in the Voice of Berks and Beyond.
Tripping faucet, AC on the fritz, breakers keep tripping. One call does it all. Keith Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. For 30 years, we've handled everything from routine maintenance to full system installs. Residential and commercial, we're fast, fair, and always reliable.
Call 877-KEETH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com. Solving problems since before AI was a thing.
Shop, earn, and save with the Renders Rewards Program. Purchase select items at Renders Markets and unlock big savings on groceries with fantastic deals like buy 3, get the 4th free. Redeem your points and save on fuel at one of our 7 Renders Quick Stop locations throughout Berks County, and treat yourself to made-to-order sandwiches, fried chicken, coffee, and more. Discover tons of special offers, digital deals, and surprise savings available to rewards customers. Start saving today. Simply sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
Back here, second floor, 4th and Court. We get you caught up on the halftime scores with Matt Knob. I'm Jeff Nolan. By the way, game time temperature tonight, Matt, as we hit day number 5 in September. It was a little bit up there. It was 81 degrees. Things starting to cool off just a little bit, make things comfortable for fans at Gersey Stadium tonight.
Yeah, summer's last gasp. It could be, Jeff.
Well, speaking of gas, right now tonight, we told you Nazareth and Wilson at the break, 17-7. Nazareth with the lead right now on the road tonight. William Penn and Manheim Township. That game is late in the second quarter. Township with a 1-point lead over William Penn, 15-14.
Warwick is all over Cedar Crest tonight, 27-6 at the break. Warwick looking to start the season 3-0.
How about that? Solanco next week on tap for Warwick. Governor Mifflin and Hempfield, we'll get you caught up in that one just a little bit. Speaking of Solanco, Matt, 21-6 lead over Penn Manor. Penn Manor right now looking for their first win of the season.
Another team looking for their first win of the season is McCaskey, but they got a tough row to hoe here. E-Town is up 21-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah, Ryan Pearson, 2 touchdown runs for Elizabethtown as Tom Gallagher looking for win number 2 in his first season there. Conestoga Valley, well, I'll tell you what, this team just doesn't let up. 25-0 late in the second. They lead Dover as they get ready for Ephrata next week.
And Ephrata leads Garden Spot 21-10. Ephrata looking to start the season 3-0. That'll be a huge game next week, Jeff.
Carson Martin is a quarterback you got to keep an eye on in the area right now for Ephrata. 2 touchdown passes tonight, a touchdown run as well. For Carson Martin, I believe that is 8 touchdown passes through 2.5 games so far.
Math is not your strong suit, but that was impressive.
Well, I wrote it down, pre-planned it, and nothing happened since I wrote it down, so I went with the same information. So let's not give me too much credit.
Exeter 21-21, Pleasant Valley nothing. That score is in the second quarter. Muhlenberg 37-0 over Daniel Boone, also in the second quarter.
We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we've got more scores and highlights. What is happening in the post-game show? All that information coming your way here at the halftime show. And 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition. Join us for our Fall into Savings sales event, September 5th and 6th at the Habitat for Humanity Restore in Temple. Discover incredible deals at prices you'll love on furniture, home decor, appliances, and more. Whether you're renovating your home or hunting for unique treasures, you'll find it at Restore Berks. And here's the best part. Every purchase helps build homes and hope right here in Berks County. Don't leave these savings behind this season. 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple. Learn more at restoreberks.org.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details. Welcome back, everybody. Halftime, 17-7. Nazareth the lead over Wilson, along with Matt Knob. I'm Jeff Nolan. Sean Tansky producing off to our left as we cue the music back up and get you some more scores and highlights here. Remember, all the finals after the game on the Scoreboard Show, complete with the reporters and the people making the names and, of course, all the outstanding plays. Muhlenberg, 37-0. They lead Daniel Boone. Rough season for Boone this year for Muhlenberg. Oh, boy, they're just getting started, Matt. Shutout win last week over Reading, shutting out Daniel Boone next week. Lebanon on the horizon. But what is Lebanon doing tonight, Matt?
It's a good one against Conrad Weiser. The Scouts lead at 7-6, but Lebanon is in this game. Lebanon, the Cedars have lost 44 in a row. Looking to end that streak tonight. Conrad Weiser's got the 1-point lead.
Mannheim Central makes a change at quarterback. Unfortunately, doesn't do any good as Arian Flowers picks off a ball, returns it 27 yards for a touchdown. Dallastown on the road tonight. They lead Mannheim Central 21-16.
Fleetwood against Schuylkill Valley. The Tigers won this game last year, and Fleetwood's leading this game again this year. 18-0 over the Panthers.
Lampeter Stroudsburg and Cocalico tonight. We'll have coverage with Adam Cook on that game after. But Stroudsburg, 3-0 lead as they are at the break. Not the same high-powered offense from the team that made the state finals last year, but right now they're sitting in a win column.
They are sitting in the win column, and another score, DeLone Catholic 9, Northern Lebanon 6. The Squires looking for their first win of the season.
Octorara has gotten a couple touchdown runs from Braden Mastropolito. 14-0 Octorara leads Kutztown at home tonight. West York shutting out Donegal. That is at the break, 17-0.
Lancaster Catholic 2-0, but they trail Elko 14-0 at the break. Elko winless on the year so far.
Littlestown winless, but looking for a win tonight. They're on the road against Anvil Cleona. Dutchmen are 2-0, but that is in jeopardy as Littlestown leads Anvil Cleona 21-7 late in the second.
Bethlehem Catholic 28, Berks Catholic 10 in the second quarter. Becca High looking to improve to 3-0 on the season.
Well, they came from the tiny but cozy borough of Bristol, and right now the Warriors are beating Hamburg on the road tonight, 26-0.
At the half.
At the half. Thank you for finishing my sentence. You're right. That is. Let's go to off-the-grid games. Neshabity had not given up a point up until this week. Cheltenham leads them, though, at the break at the Ridge, 19-6. Shamokin, 27-7, leads Shikellamy there. Mifflin County and Mechanicsburg. Mechanicsburg, 2-0 to start the season. So is Mifflin County. Mifflin County, 26-7 lead. That's late in the second. Mifflin County has only given up one touchdown so far this season. It came tonight. Saturday games, Matt?
Saturday games, couple games on tap. Why Missing taking on ANC. That'll be tomorrow at Bob Wolfram Field. Columbia going to travel to York Technology tomorrow in a Lancaster Lebanon York Adams non-league game.
And we've got all the finals and all the highlights after the game. But again, 17-7 at the break. Nazareth leads Wilson. We'll take time out. When we return, we'll send it back out to Wilson for Bob McCool and for Matt Lytle. For Matt Knob, I'm Jeff Nolan. We'll see you after the game.
WECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, WECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for WECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. WECU, banking that understands home.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County Sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4, insurance.com.
Did it too big.
Welcome back to a Lincoln Plumbing and Heat halftime show alongside Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. Again, just a quick rundown of the scoring. It was Wilson striking first on a Carell Akings touchdown pass from Mason Young. Put the Bulldogs up 7-0 early on in the second quarter. But it was Nazareth tying it up quickly thereafter. Just about a minute and 53 seconds later, the Blue Eagles are on the board first on a Peyton Falzone to Luke DiPietro touchdown pass from 36 yards out. Then after an interception, the Blue Eagles took it down the field in 10 plays with Falzone taking in himself to take the lead 14-7, and they got one more possession before the end of the half, and they were able to capitalize on a field goal and a 37-yard field goal from junior Owen Hall, and it's a 17-7 lead for Nazareth as we get set to start the second half. And Matt, just as we're taking a look at what lies ahead for this, again, last year it was a lead for Wilson at halftime, and then ultimately Nazareth scored the only points of the second half. None of that really matters right now, just from a landscape standpoint. Wilson will get the football to start the third quarter. And just as we're coming back, we're talking a little bit about that. Wilson's last two possession, interception that led to a touchdown for Nazareth to put them up on top, and then the touchdown that was taken off the board on the holding penalty ends up backing up the Bulldogs. They end up turning it over on downs and giving Nazareth one more possession and a field goal out of it. So it's a 10-point swing on the scoreboard, and on Wilson's last two possessions coming up empty.
Yeah, definitely. Those 10 points hurt, and those are differentials in a game right now. The unfortunate bobbled interception there. I think it was coughed up along the sidelines. It was unfortunate, not a. It was just one of those. The ball bounces different ways, and then you had Glover catching that ball along the sidelines on an out route and takes it up, runs through a couple of defenders and takes it in the end zone, but holding on the play and bringing that back, that gives Falzone the ball again to take it down for get in range for a field goal with 8 seconds to go.
So, again, Wilson will get the football first and see if the Bulldogs can capitalize. Relatively limited in terms of penalties in the first half. Just one against Nazareth for 10 yards and 3 against the Bulldogs for 30 yards. All 3 of them were penalties or holding penalties for Wilson, but obviously the big one was the one that took the points off the board. Remind you, we've got more football coming your way tomorrow. That's the Penn State Nittany Lions. We roll it at 10 o'clock with Rich Garcella and yours truly. We're talking with Nate Bauer from Blue White Illustrated. That's our guest this week on Nittany Extra. That starts at 10, followed by the Penn State pregame show at 10:30. Then Steve Jones and Jack Ham from Beaver Stadium as Penn State takes on Florida International tomorrow at 12 noon. And then Phillies baseball comes your way on Sunday. Just an update from Miami. Phillies are up on top 5-1. Last score we had. Phil's on top of the Miami Marlins with the Phillies batting in the 5th inning. Home runs tonight from the 3 outfielders, Brandon Marsh, Max Kepler, and Harrison Bader, all hitting home runs for the Phils in what is right now a 5-1 lead with Christopher Sanchez on the mound for the Phils. So there's your update from the Phillies. Phils and Marlins back with you on Sunday. We'll not have the Phillies for you tomorrow because of the Penn State football game. Phillies playing late afternoon tomorrow. So that's what's on the board there for us. Next week, we will be at Conrad Weiser for Alan Moyer and his Conrad Weiser Scouts playing host to Fleetwood. That'll be our matchup next week. Again, section play in the Lancaster 11 League begins next week, and that a matchup for Conrad Weiser and Fleetwood. We'll have that one for you next week from Robizonia, 6:30 pregame showtime with Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob at the WEEU studios, and then we'll pick it up at 6:45 and take you to 7 o'clock kickoff again next Friday night, which will already be week 4 of the high school football season as we roll forward and get into section play of the Lancaster 11 League. The Bulldogs won Section 1 last year and looking to make a run in 2025 again. They beat Manheim Township. That was a game we had last year for you. We expect to have that game for you this year as well when Week 10 rolls around here on our WEEU high school football schedule. But that's to be determined as things materialize. Right now, we have the last couple of weeks of the season as TBA, see how things are shaking out in the section races in the Lancaster 11 League. So again, the teams are now on the field, and Wilson will get the football first as Carell Akings and Damian Greer now are back as the return men for the Bulldogs. 17-7 is our score. Nazareth on top of Wilson as we get set to start period number 3. Second half kickoff is presented by Financial Planning Advisors. Their team of professional advisors can help guide your investment planning, retirement planning, or planning for the cost of your child's college education. Less than 2% of high school athletes receive a college scholarship. Financial Planning Advisors can help you plan for the increasing costs of college. Get Financial Planning Advisors working on your team. Call them at 610-376-6334 or go to financialpa.com. A little bit of a delay before we start quarter number 3. And I think it's the drone that we saw flying around at halftime is flying over the top of the field, so they got to get the drone off the field. Matt Lytle never had to worry about that when he was on the field. It went missing.
Yeah, there were no drones.
So just a little bit of a delay to get the second half kickoff started. Welcome to football in 2025.
Maybe somebody's trying to get a better huddle coverage, better video.
Yeah, it's probably Manheim Township, probably trying to get some extra footage.
That's true. There are a lot of people here. There's definitely other teams here.
So Akings and Damian Greer are back now. Monty Greer had been back deep, and now the officials are giving the call to play. And so we are drone free and ready to kick off the second half. Again, Nazareth on top of Wilson 17-7. Owen Hall, who has the 37-yard field goal right before halftime, kicks it off. And this will be Greer from about his own 3-yard line. To the 20, 25, and 30. Greer fights his way across the 35 and eventually will get wrapped up and brought down there. On the tackle was Brady Henry for the Blue Eagles at the 36-yard line. That's where the Wilson Bulldogs will go to work. Mason Young, 7 for 12 throwing the football in the first half, 88 yards in total. Threw a touchdown, threw an interception as well. Interception not really his fault.
58% completion percentage. He did a nice job in the first half, moving, making some people miss with his feet, and I think Wilson will continue to allow him to do that because Mason Young can run the ball.
Yeah, his rushing numbers won't show it because he was sacked twice, and his numbers get taken away from here. Here's a little counter handoff, but it's right into the waiting arms of a Nazareth Blue Eagle defender. Aiden Davis was right there to wrap up Akins, who got the counter handoff and ran right into Davis, and they lose yardage back to the 34 and a loss of 2.
Yeah, Aiden Davis was sitting there waiting on Akins. There was nowhere for Akins to go. As soon as he got the ball, he was in his lap.
9th carry of the game for Akins. Loses 2. 2nd and 12 at the 34. Glover, wing on the left side. They're going to run that way. Young's going to keep it on the option. Young's got blockers with Akins and Glover. Is going to be a first down run out close to midfield and maybe into Nazareth territory before he steps out of bounds.
That student body left, I call that. You had Glover. You had 2 tight ends to the left. You had Akins out front blocking for him. Student body left calling Mason Young's number and, all the way out to the 50-yard line. Great run.
16-yard pickup for Young. And the 10th first down of the football game for the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 right at midfield. Akins behind Young now. Eli Dean shifts from split right to slot right. Akins gets the handoff, follows one blocker. Good job of sliding through and making the tackle. And it was Jake Bendekovitz who comes up and makes the tackle on Akins. He takes it into Nazareth territory, but just on a gain of 1 yard.
Yeah, same formation, but to the strong side of the field, and they just ran that power play right off tackle there, handed off to Akins, and wasn't a whole lot of room for running. Nice job of the interior line there for the Blue Eagles.
So the Bulldogs spread it pretty evenly in terms of the first downs in the first half. 5 on the ground, 4 through the air. Right now it's been all ground game for Wilson. They got it 2nd and 9 at the 49. Opening series of the third quarter, Bulldogs trail at 17-7. 2nd and 9 from the Eagle 39-yard line. Glover shifts into motion. They're going to throw it out to him in the flat. Flags go down. Glover has the football. 45, lowers the shoulder, going to dive short of the first down. Coming up to make the tackle for Nazareth was the corner Caden Buscemi, but a couple flags thrown on the play.
You call that illegal motion. Glover stepped forward instead of going lateral. Illegal motion, they're going to call it. So nice catch, though, by Glover. I mean, that was a shoestring catch for a big man running full speed to the sideline. Great catch. Mason Young's got to be better, more accurate there, putting it on his numbers to allow him to get upfield faster.
But it's a 5-yard penalty instead, so Wilson's now back on their side of the 50. Put him in a 2nd and 14 now at the 46. 4th penalty of the game against the Bulldogs. Jaden Carpenter will split out to the left. Eli Dean split to the right. Glover's lined up as more your traditional tight end on the right side. Braden Farrell is in there as a second tight end. And another flag goes down. Young looking for the go route, looking for Dean. It's a jump ball, and Dean will not be able to come down with it, but a flag thrown in the area of the coverage. So we got two different flags on two different spots of the field.
I think you got pass interference on that throw. Defender, I think that might have been Wimberly, was holding Dean's one arm, and I think they got him for it.
So that's going to be the one penalty. The question is going to be what the other penalty was all about. Brian Lothert, our official, is going to give it. The first one is against Wilson. Second one is against Nazareth on the pass interference penalty, so they'll nullify each other. Offsetting penalties will repeat the down. It's second and 14. I think actually the defender back there for Nazareth was Alex Rodriguez, the corner, who just kind of grabbed a hold of Eli Dean, and that's where the interference came from. But it's second and 14 now for Wilson instead. Farrell stays in there as a wing on the right with Glover as the tight end on the right side. And they're going to have a little swing pass for Aking, short side of the field. Aking's back into Nazareth territory as he's angled out of bounds. And it was it was Cooper Wenrick who angled him out of bounds at the Nazareth 46 or 47-yard line, depending where he stepped out of bounds.
Okay, we've called that kid's name quite a bit tonight. Cooper Wenrick. He's a junior. He's only 5'7", 151 pounds, middle linebacker. Yeah. Little guy, but he's bringing the wood tonight. I mean, he's been all over, sideline to sideline. Impressive little guy.
Only a 5-yard gain as a result, and so the Bulldogs are in a 3rd and 9. Just the second catch for Akings. His other was the 23-yard touchdown for Wilson. Their lone score right now, 3rd and 9 from the Nazareth 49. Young, deep drop, has time, looking across the middle, passes behind his defender, Farrell, and almost intercepted by Zelikowski. Incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Braden Farrell there was the intended receiver, and he did not get his head around it. It would almost hit him in the back of his head. Defender stepped in front of him and almost intercepted it, went right off his chest. So I don't know. That was a miscommunication there. And Farrell just wasn't ready for the ball.
So Chase Herb will punt the football for the Bulldogs. So Wilson gets across midfield and the drive stalls. Zurcher is the return man for the Blue Eagles. Bulldogs had a big fake turned into a first down last week in the win over Plymouth Whitemarsh. Herb does kick it. And it's actually DePietro as the return man, makes the first couple man miss, breaks loose of a tackle, searches at the 40, 45 in midfield, and finally brought down in Wilson territory. A great return by Lance Zurcher has Nazareth in Wilson territory on their first possession of the 3rd quarter.
Nice punt return by Luke DePietro. I mean, he was shifty, come up through a bunch of Wilson defenders, cuts it outside, hurdles one defender, and tackled all the way out at the Wilson 47-yard line.
Yeah, my apologies. I said it was Zurcher. It was DePietro, not Zurcher on the return. And once he made that first man miss, then he just powered his way out of a couple plays. And Luke DePietro, just a sophomore, has had a big hand in this game. He's got 4 catches for 88 yards and a touchdown. And now a punt return that has Nazareth starting 1st and 10 from the Wilson 47-yard line. Falzone 13 for 22 for 188 yards and a touchdown the first half. He's going to hand it off to Marquise Wimberly, and Wilson will stack him up immediately. Ethan Harding, E.J. Brownback in on the tackle for the Bulldogs.
Not sure if that was a zone read for Falzone or not, because he could have kept it and taken it up the sidelines there, because they were coming. They were bringing a blitz, and they were all over that run.
So no gain on the play for Wimberly on his 12th carry of the season of the night. Again, he had 194 yards last week.
Was that Wimberly or was that Bacola?
Are you correct? It was Bacola. Wimberly not out there on the first snap. I just assumed and should never assume. So no gain on the play for Bacola. And again, the drone had wandered its way back on the field again. So the officials blew the whistle to stop the play. And I would imagine that Doug Doms will not be happy who's ever operating that drone right now, because he's holding up the game. So it's 2nd down and 10 for Nazareth at their own 47-yard line.
Right here's the drone,
yeah,
right above the
basically
stands.
Kind of floating over the Bulldog bench, but it was kind of floating over the end zone and over the field of play.
Give Chad Henne the football and let him take it down.
That would be cool.
Right?
That would be awesome. I'm not sure who's operating it, but he's not very popular right now on West Lawn. But now it's back behind the goalpost, so hopefully the officials are saying it's out of play. It's also got flashing lights on it, too, so that doesn't help matters. All right, so now it's well behind the Bulldogs scoreboard, so I think it's far enough out of concern for the football field. Nazareth is not happy, and I don't blame them. Now, obviously, a delay of game. They've got momentum on their side right now. They've got a lead at 17-7. They've got the football in Wilson territory. Now, all of a sudden, the play is stopped, and they want to play at a faster pace. So now we get the signal to play, and hopefully we'll keep our way back and rolling. 2nd down and 10 for the Nazareth Blue Eagles at the Wilson 47-yard line. Falzone looks to the sideline, gets the play. Beluga will come split out to the left side. Zurcher and DePietro on the right. Falzone looking right. Looking for the go route. He's got a man, but it's over the head. Akings, the defender, slipped down. It was Luke DePietro. Falzone just threw it deep, hoping DePietro would run underneath it, but it's an incomplete pass. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
He was behind Akins slipping. He was behind Akins by 5 yards. Falzone's going to see that one tomorrow and want that one back. I mean, that was like routes on air right there.
Marquise Wimberly still not out on the field for Nazareth. Not sure if maybe he got shaken up a little bit playing defense in that first series. But the Sacramento State running back not out on the field right now for the Blue Eagles on 3rd and 10 now at the 47. Zelikowski now will split out as a receiver on the left side, 3 on the right. Looking left, now back to the right, little underneath route for DePietro. Makes a man miss. DePietro across the 40, 1st down pickup to the Wilson 35-yard line on the slip screen.
Nice slip screen there, middle screen. Nice elevation throw. Nice touch pass there by Falzone and catch, or yards after the catch there by DePietro.
For DePietro, his 5th catch, he's at 100 yards. Here's Falzone on a keeper himself. He's going to turn it upfield. Now tosses it back on the option. And the run will be taken inside the 30. And it was Zelikowski who ended up taking the option toss from Falzone. He was a couple yards downfield when he lateraled it.
Nice, smart play by senior quarterback to pitch it to his running back so he's not taking hits.
Down to the 27. That's a gain of 8 on the play. And now back to Wimberly, who is on the game, and Wimberly will take it for the 1st down for Nazareth. So the Eagles barreling inside is Wimberly inside the 25 to the 22 as he gains 5, and it's 1st and 10 for Nazareth.
Nice tackle there by Michael Glover, bringing him down in the middle, wrapping him up.
So Wimberly gains 5. And it's 2nd down, it's 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. DePietro will split out on the left side. Zurcher and Zelikowski also out there, with Leluga split out on the right. Give is to Wimberly. Nothing to his left. Now he cuts back to his right. Fights through a couple of defenders and finally gets wrapped up inside the 20. Great 2nd and 3rd effort by Marquise Wimberly to turn nothing into something and down to about the 18-yard line, a gain of 4.
That's about right, Bob. That was nothing into something for sure. He had nowhere to go. Both A-gaps just packed. I mean, nothing but Wilson jerseys in front of him. He did some dancing and got up the field into the boundary for a gain, a nice 4-yard gain. When there was nothing there.
At the 18-yard line.
Should have been a loss.
2nd down and 6. 7:05 left to go 3rd quarter. Nazareth on top, 17-7 and driving for more. Falzone, look at time. Flushed out of the pocket. Now steps back into the pocket. Looks to the back of the end zone. Looking for Leluga. It's over his fingertips and incomplete. Had 2 receivers there, but ultimately out of the reach of Matt Leluga. It's 3rd down.
Just a little bit out of reach. Did a nice job. Falzone did a nice job setting his feet there and plenty of time in the pocket. I mean, he had lots of time to throw that ball and sat there and allowed the play to develop, but just overthrew it a bit to Leluga.
Yeah, you talked about this in the first half. There are a lot of back foot throws. Some of them legit because he had defenders at him. Some of it not so much, and maybe a little bit of carelessness on his part throwing off the back foot. That time, both feet into it, 3rd and 6.
He seems like he's more comfortable. He's settled in. The pace of the game's going. So all the butterflies were definitely in effect in the first quarter.
Wimberly looking for Wimberly, the intended target initially. Falzone looks off of him, goes the other way, finds his man. It's in the end zone. Touchdown, Nazareth. Had everybody going left, and then they throw back to the right, and they find the man for the touchdown.
Tanner Zelikowski was wide open all by himself. There was a broken coverage or what, but he stood there on a 1 or 2 yard line just waiting for Falzone to see him, and Falzone saw him and put it on the money.
18 yards on the hookup to Zelikowski, his first touchdown pass reception of the season, and Nazareth adds on to its lead, pending the extra point coming up here from Owen Hall. So Falzone had everybody going in the direction of Marquise Wimberly, who went in motion to the left and then threw it back to the right. And as Matt said, wide open was Tanner Zelikowski for the score. High snap, they get it down, and a flag down on the snap. So we'll see what this is about. This is going to be a procedure against Nazareth, so they'll make them kick it 5 yards further back. Just the second penalty of the game against the Blue Eagles. Shouldn't affect Hall, who had that 37-yard field goal at the end of the half. We'll have to kick it from 5 yards further back, which is essentially about a 25-yard field from 25-yard distance.
This is essentially icing the kicker. See how he does.
Snap. A little bit of a low snap this time, and they blocked it. So the extra point is blocked. Again, the snap was low. Zurcher, the holder, got it down, and the Bulldogs blocked the extra point. So it's now a 23-7 advantage for Nazareth. The touchdown pass to Zelikowski goes for 18 yards on the hookup from Falzone. Second touchdown pass of the night from Peyton Falzone. And the lead now for the Eagles is 23-7. Well, we thought the first possession of the third quarter was huge for Wilson because they were down 10. Well, now they're down even more than that. Now they're down 16 points with 6:40 to go in the third quarter. The Bulldogs are about to get the football back for the second time here in half number 2. So Falzone with the touchdown pass, his second of the night. He's also run for one.
He's eclipsed 200 yards, and he's got about 65% completion percentage. He was 13 of 21 for 188 yards in the first half.
Unofficially now 16 for 25. And as Matt said, 200-plus yards, 218 unofficially with the 2 touchdowns. As Hall has it teed up. And again, it'll be Greer, Damian Greer, that is, and Carell Eakings as the return men for the Bulldogs. This will be Greer again from about his own 2 to the 15-20. Slips, keeps his footing across the 30, 35, and 40. Still on his feet and out close to midfield. Damian Greer with a boatload of Blue Eagles dragging him down all the way out at midfield. A tremendous kickoff return for the sophomore Damian Greer.
Great momentum here for the Bulldogs. 50-yard return, or return out to the 50-yard line by Damian Greer. Nice extra effort by him not be taken down. Just grueling grunt effort by Greer. Nice work.
And a tremendous job on the balance. He slipped up, trying to cut back at around the 25, put his hand on the ground to keep his footing, and turn it upfield for another 25 yards, and they will start it right at midfield. So Wilson with a drive that ended right around midfield last series. They'll start from midfield this series. Down 23-7, 6:27 left to go in the third quarter.
That was definitely a lot of yards after contact.
Young, across the middle, looking for man. It's too high, and it's intercepted. It's Zurcher on the interception from the cross midfield. Zurcher still on his feet to the Bulldog 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Nazareth. Lance Zurcher on the interception return. Did he get in the end zone? They punched the ball loose. There's no signal of a score yet. He may not have been in the end zone when Wilson punched that ball loose. He was right around the 1 yard line. The officials are going to talk this over, whether he was in the end zone or not, when Wilson punched it loose.
No, they're calling
it a touchback.
Yeah, touchback.
It's Wilson's football. So Wilson's going to lose a lot of yardage on this, but they're going to get the ball back. Zurcher picked it off, returned it, and Wilson came from behind and knocked it out of his hands right around the 1. It rolled out of the back of the end zone. So that goes as a touchback. Wilson gets the football at the 20. So they lose 30 yards, but they get the ball back.
That was a great effort by Wilson, hustling back on that play, knocking that ball out. I don't know if Zurcher was bringing the ball out, or what, to cross as he was crossing the end zone, but it was definitely pop loose.
So what would have been about a 60-yard interception return for a touchdown, instead we'll call it 59 because he got it knocked out of his hands, and Wilson gets it back. So again, they lose 30 yards. So instead of starting at the 50, they'll start at the 20. We'll do it all over again. Young making adjustments at the line of scrimmage. Akings the back in the backfield, sidecar to his right. They're going to run the option for Akings on the toss. Has to make a man miss and can't. It's Zelikowski who's in the backfield and drops him for a loss of 2.
Yeah, nice read there by Zelikowski. As soon as Akings got the ball on that pitch from Mason Young, I mean, he was all over him. It was ankle tackle, but brought him down. Akings had nowhere to go.
Well, Tom Falzone undersold himself a little bit in terms of his team and its toughness before the game, saying, look, if this is a 7-on-7, we'd be in great shape. But Wilson's got some dudes out there, and I don't know if we can man up with them, but they are manning up with them right now. It's 2nd down and 12 right now as a result.
He sure did. He said they were young up front. They were young all the way around, but 7-on-7, he'd bet on them in 7-on-7.
Second and 12 now for the Bulldogs. Backed up at the 18-yard line. It's just a sideline warning right now against Nazareth. No big deal. Unless there's a second, then it becomes a penalty.
I'd bet on my son, too.
Yeah.
I don't know about you.
Yeah. If I had him in a 7-on-7,
right.
I figured I had the upper hand. Michael Glover is a wing on the right. Damian Greer is split to the left. Had not seen Monty Greer so far in this second half. Monty Greer did not play in last week's game. Little quick hitter for Glover. 25 and across the 30 and a first down pickup. So they go back to Michael Glover for the first time in the half, and Glover picks up the first down across the 30 to about the 31, a gain of 13.
Glover carries Alex Rodriguez and Brady Henry down the field as he picks up the extra yards after the catch.
4th grab of the game for Michael Glover. More importantly for Wilson, a gain of 13 and a first down at the 31-yard line. Glover again, pretty much the same look. Glover on a wing on the right. Greer and Dean split out to the left. Now Glover goes in motion, and Akings will follow him on a sweep to the left side. Akings cuts it back to 35, and the swarm of Blue Eagles will bring him down at around the 36 or 37-yard line. Gain of about 5 on first down for Wilson, depending on where they spot Akings down. It'll be at the 36 and a gain of 5.
Glover would be a great key for the opposing team against Wilson, right? Wherever he goes, that ball is going to follow. He's going in motion, and Akins is following, or he's going in motion, getting the ball on a counter run. He's been busy tonight.
Braden Farrell's now going to check in as that second tight end for Wilson. Looks like there's a penalty on the flag. I didn't see the flag go down, but this is going to back up Wilson again. So instead of being 2nd and 5, the Bulldogs are going to get backed up again. It's going to remain first down, but now it's going to be backed up at the 23-yard line. So the penalties continuing to bite the Bulldogs here a little bit. They remain first down, but backed up to the 18-yard line, and it's going to be 1st and 20. Young has time, steps up in the pocket, delivers underneath for Akings. Akings 30, 35, and angles out of bounds at about the 37 or 38. So they get back what they lost on the penalty and Akings' initial run. And they'll put him in a 2nd down and short to pick up the first down. Depending on where they spot Akings out of bounds, they're going to put him down at the 37. It'll be 2nd and 4. Carpenter comes split to the right side. Dean slot right. Glover wing left. And it's Akings up the gut. Akings pushing forward. Good drive of driving the pile forward by the Wilson offensive line. They'll drive that pile forward for a first down.
Yeah, nice hard-nosed run there by Akings right up the gut. That interior line of Wilson really just drove the Blue Eagles back. Really ground and pound there by Akings.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs now at the 43-yard line. Caden Nemitz the center. Jesse Etchberger, Preston Simon are the guards. David Wise and Avery Manara are the tackles for Wilson up front. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their 43. Play action fake, slips it out for Dean. Dean trying to make the first man miss. It's Wimberly, and he won't miss. He'll wrap him up. It's a gain of about 3.
Yeah, nice little bubble screen there to get Dean the ball out in space, and Wimberly was all over that. And Wimberly going to Sacramento State, playing both sides of the ball at running back and at safety. Nice open field tackle by 34.
Gain of 3 for Elijah Dean on his second catch. 3:35 left to go now in period number 3. Bulldogs down 23-7. Wilson scored the first points of this game early on in the second quarter, have not scored since. Ethan Harding is now the back in the backfield behind Mason Young. So Akey's not on the field right now. They're going to give it to Harding. He kicks it outside. First down run for Harding. On his first carry, runs it for a first down to the Nazareth 46-yard line.
Nice open field tackle there by Zelikowski along the sidelines because Harding had a head of steam and looks fresh.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs again, now at the 46. So they flip it from their 46 to the Nazareth 46 on the 8-yard gain for Ethan Harding. So again, Monty Greer clearly must be shaken up. Here he is standing on the sideline, helmet in his hands, thin uniform.
Greer and Akins. Akins getting a breather now. I mean, you definitely see Harding with a hop in his step.
And now flags on the field on the snap of the football. Play clock still had time on it, but procedure against Wilson. So another flag against the Bulldogs. Some self-inflicted wounds tonight for Wilson. Makes it 1st and 15 now. They're backed up on their side of the 50 again. So it's kind of this has become like a Death Valley for the Bulldogs. Right around midfield, they get it to midfield, and then problems start to happen. So they are 1st and 10 now back at their own side of the 50 at the 49. Glover wing right, Carpenter split left, Dean slot left. Toss sweep for Harding, short side of the field. Harding finds daylight. Harding to the 40, 35, and drags a tackler inside the 30. Ethan Harding with some bounce in the Bulldog running gain and runs it for a first down to the Nazareth 29-yard line.
Yeah, nice motion, nice window dressing there with motion by Glover. Harding following him, almost like a counter or a counter back motion. And Harding hit that hole hard. Wimberly ended up tackling him downfield, all the way downfield to the 29-yard line.
Gain of 22 on the play for Harding. And it's 1st and 10 now at the 29 for the Bulldogs. Inside of 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Wilson need to pick up the pace here a little bit. They trail it 23-7. Glover shifts in motion, right wing to left. And a little bit of miscommunication on the handoff. Young turned to his left, but Harding was on his right. And ultimately it slows the play down, and they lose a yard back to the 30.
Yeah, I don't know if that ball was supposed to be handed off on the left side of Young or the right side of Young, but they were definitely on up.
Somebody was zigging when they said it was zagging. And so it's a loss of a yard on the play. I mean, Young turned to his left, but Harding had come off his right side. So Young had to pirouette around a little bit and ultimately gives Nazareth a chance to disrupt the play to turn it to 2nd and 11 at the 30. Cost the Bulldogs a play here and some time on the clock. Same look for Wilson with Glover shifting from right side to left. Young wants to throw for it, however. Looking down the middle, nothing there. He's going to take off and run, and ultimately gets wrapped up and brought down. And that's Cooper Wenrick kind of acting as a spy there. The middle linebacker will wrap up Young at around the 26, a gain of 4.
Nice job pulling it down. Didn't have what he was looking for downfield with Glover and company going down seam routes, and tucked it down, pulled it down, got up the field for 4 yards. And great open field tackle there by Wenrick, their middle linebacker.
3rd down and a long 6 or a short 7 for the Bulldogs coming up. They've got to get it inside the 20 of Nazareth to move the sticks. Young's going to flip it out. A little flanker screen. Pass is caught. Good open field tackle, I believe, by DePietro to prevent Jake Carpenter. Carpenter could not get the first down.
Yeah, you're right. That was Lance Zurcher. Actually, Lance Zurcher on the tackle.
At the 22-yard line. So it's a gain of 4. Wilson is going to end up taking this snap at the start of the fourth quarter. It's going to be 4th down and 3 for the Bulldogs when the fourth quarter begins. So the Nazareth Blue Eagles coming to West Lawn. They've got the lead through 3. It's the Nazareth Blue Eagles 23, the Wilson Bulldogs 7. We're back for the final 12 minutes from West Lawn on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
You're listening to 8:30 a.m. WEU in Reading as we start the fourth quarter from John Gursky Stadium in West Long alongside Matt Lytle. My name is Bob McCool. The Wilson Bulldogs trail the Nazareth Blue Eagles 23-7. Wilson will have it as we start this fourth quarter. 4th down and 3 for the Bulldogs there at the Nazareth 23-yard line. Time is running out for Wilson. They got to figure out a way here. Keep this drive alive. Put some points on the board. Akings is back in there now as the running back. Sidecar left of Young. Michael Glover is a wing on the left. Young has 2 receivers on his right. And movement before the snap, and it may have been the Bulldogs who moved.
Yeah, it looked like Dean moved out in the slot. It's double tight here to the left side with Glover and Farrell.
Farrell. Yep, you are correct. But now it's going to be 4th down and 8 for Wilson after another penalty against the Bulldogs. 3 penalties now in this second half, 6 in total for Wilson. 4th and 8 now, back at the 27-yard line. Young steps up, delivers the football, pass is caught, good for a first down, inside the 15 and down close to the 10-yard line. And I believe that's Eli Dean. No, it's Jaden Carpenter on the reception, good for a Bulldogs first down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Nice curl route there, and that was the nicest throw tonight by Mason Young. He set his feet and threw a bullet for a first down. Great throw there.
16 yards on the hook up to the 11. Here's Akings to the 10, to the 5. Akings spins around, fights his way in, and gets himself into the end zone. Touchdown, Karel Akings. Great effort by Akings, and he got a little help from his teammates to push him into the end zone for the score. And the Bulldogs get the touchdown they desperately needed.
Yeah, that was some hard-fought yards there by Akings over the middle, bouncing off defenders. And he actually got a shove from one of his own teammates into the end zone as it was teetering on the goal line.
Wasn't exactly a tush push. That was more of a shoulder shove.
That was get in the end zone.
Just trying to redirect them as Karel kind of got spun around a little bit as he cut back into the teeth of the Nazareth defense. There is a Blue Eagle defender shaken up on the play, but a much-needed touchdown for Wilson. Looks like it's Aiden Davis who comes up hobbling a little bit, but he's going to walk off the field under his own power. One of the outside linebackers for Nazareth was shaken up on the play. So a huge run there for Akings. Wilson's second touchdown tonight, and Akings has scored them both. So that makes it a 10-point difference right now. And I think Wilson looks like they're going to line up with the offense back out there to go for 2 to make this an 8-point game and obviously a 1-score game. So you get the 2 here, and then you're down by 8 and a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it up. You kids, you remember your math skills. They come in handy on the football field too. Down by 16. Looking for a 2-point conversion here, essentially cut it in half. Going to bunch Dean and Carpenter tight on the left side with Glover on the wing on the left. Now Glover goes in motion. And a little bubble screen for Glover and Nazareth all over it. Didn't fool anybody. Nazareth, as Matt said, you want to find the football, find Michael Glover, and that's exactly what Nazareth did. So the 2-point conversion is denied. With 11:33 left to go in the football game, Bulldogs do get the touchdown on the 11-yard Karel Akings touchdown run. So as we said, Matt, that's really a must-score situation for the Bulldogs. But now they're still down by 10 with 11:33 left to go. Now the defense needs to come up with a play for Wilson.
That 2-point conversion there looked like it was a motion of Glover behind his two receivers and then turned back and like quick bubble screen behind his two receivers when in fact he should have just motioned him out to the sidelines and just thrown him a jump ball in the end zone, one-on-one. Glover had nowhere to go on that play.
So it turns into be about it was a 15-play, 70-yard drive. Don't forget that Wilson had that pass intercepted, returned, and then punched out for a touchback to get the ball back at the 20. So that certainly could be our play of the game if this turns out well for Wilson on that touchback that gave them the ball back and they end up getting a touchdown out of it.
13-point swing, we'll call it.
So now, if you're Nazareth, you got to be thinking about potentially of an onside kick. Doesn't necessarily look like they have all their hands teams out there. They do have some guys out there that look like they have some receiver-type numbers.
Minus number 70.
Right, that's the one that threw me for a loop when I saw a 70 up front. Zurcher and Wimberly are deep. And Dean will kick it deep. And Zurcher will field it over his shoulder at about his own 6 to the 20. And eventually pop shy of the 30.
Yeah, nice job there by Aiden Kramer, knocking him out of bounds, keeping him from going up the sidelines for more yardage.
Well, the good news is Wilson has kept Peyton Falzone on the sideline for a good portion of the second half, but the bad news is his one possession ended up in a touchdown. And a now 23-13 lead as Falzone comes back to work, and Nazareth will start 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, I'm sure he's been over on the sidelines, staying warm, keeping that arm loose, because he hasn't been on the field in a little while.
16 for 25, throwing the football for 218 yards and a couple of scores for Peyton Falzone. He's going to play action fake and roll out to his right. Looking on the go route, looking forward to Petro, and he's well covered downfield. Carpenter right there with him, stride for stride, incomplete pass.
Double move there, tried to stutter step go route, and Carpenter did a nice job as defensive back staying right there with him, wasn't biting on it.
Doug Dobbs talking about Jaden Carpenter and how a season on the track team certainly helped his speed. And he was right there with DePietro, stride for stride. So the incomplete pass will make it 2nd and 10. Here's the handoff. I believe that's Buccolo back in there. Buccolo back in there as the running back. Wimberly not on the field on offense again to start this series.
Buccolo for a change of pace takes it out, right up the gut.
For about 3 yards to the 32, makes it 3rd down and 7. Big spot here for the Wilson defense, trying to get the Blue Eagles off the field. 3rd down and 7 for Nazareth from their own 32. Wilson looking for the stop here to get the football back. Nazareth let the play clock wind down as they look to the sideline for the play. They'll bring Zelikowski, the tight end, out in the middle between Zurcher and DePietro, split out on the right, with Laluga split out on the left. Bad snap, and Falzone falls down on the football back at the 25-yard line. Mel Gaston was coming in on it, but it didn't matter. Falzone on a low snap just falls on the football and is down when the knee hits the ground back at the 26.
I think that might have been the most unathletic play I've seen Falzone make tonight, and he's made some impressive throws and plays with his feet, but I don't think he was anticipating that snap.
So now he goes back to become the punter. Earl Akings is the return man for Wilson. Everybody else up for the Bulldogs near the line of scrimmage. So Falzone, the quarterback, is now the punter on 4th and 13.
I think in the film room tomorrow they're going to say that was the turf monster.
High short kick that will roll into Wilson territory just across the 50. So the Bulldogs are going to get the ball back and good field position, and still a lot of time left to go in this game. 9:36 left to go. Wilson has it 1st and 10. They'll start from their own 48-yard line. So a 10-point difference right now in favor of Nazareth, but the Bulldog defense coming up with a stop when they needed it most. And some help from the bad snap and the fall on the ground by Falzone. So that stops a string of 4 straight scores for Nazareth going back into the second quarter.
momentum on the Bulldog side right now.
Akings be the back in the backfield. Damian Greer split out on the left side with Dean and Carpenter split out to the right. Glover wing on the right. Play action fake. Young looks, steps up, looking for the home run, over the shoulder catch, looking for Eli Dean, but it's incomplete.
Nice ball there by Young, just a little bit beyond the reach of Dean. Had a couple steps behind the defenders on a go route. Nice call too by Pullman Company, just to take a shot on that change of possession.
Talking with Mark Steinmeier, is the wide receivers coach for Wilson. He was glowing about Eli Dean, about how hard he worked to become a bigger part of Wilson's offense. Carpenter and Dean were just kind of there last year, not really much of a target, but looking to be a bigger targets in 2025. That time they could not hit on the home run. Here's the handoff to Akings, and Wimberly is right there to wrap him up in the backfield.
Wimberly might as well have just taken the handoff by himself. He was standing right next to him when he was given the ball. So Wimberly, I don't know if that was a blitz or what, but he was in the backfield in a hurry.
A loss of 3 on the play for the Bulldogs back to their own 45. It's 3rd and 13. Clock ticking down towards 9 minutes left to go in the game. Bulldogs trail by 10, 23-13. Looking to move the chains. They got to get to the Nazareth 42-yard line to keep the drive alive. Young looks left, now looks back across the middle. Now he's flushed out of the pocket, buys himself the time. Flag goes down as he rolls out. Looks downfield. The pass is incomplete and out of bounds. Looking for Glover. Not going to matter. This is going to be in the area of another hold against the Bulldogs.
Glover came down gingerly on the sidelines.
Yeah, he did. He is still down on the sidelines on the Nazareth side of the field. So the Bulldog trainers now have to come across the field. The Nazareth trainers there to help Michael Glover just to make sure he's okay. As Matt said, he kind of landed awkwardly when he tried to make that catch and stay in bounds. Might just be a cramping issue.
I think you're right.
He's putting a lot of time on the field. He's up now and trying to shake it off a little bit. But now, let's see what the play is here. Now, that's an incomplete pass. Nazareth probably declines the penalty, takes the play, and it's 4th down. See if Tom Falzone wants to back them up instead. That's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Yep. So they're going to back them up. So it'll still be 3rd down for the Bulldogs, but now it's going to be 3rd down. And line of scrimmage is now back to the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 23. So again, same scenario. They got to get to the 42-yard line of Nazareth, but now Michael Glover is not on the field for the Bulldogs. Has to come out for at least one play. Dean is split to the left side. Greer slot right. Carpenter split right. Aking shifts out of the backfield to become another receiver. Young looking that way, looking for Dean. It's over his head and incomplete. A little up and out for Eli Dean, but it's over his head. It brings up 4th down.
Yeah, nice combination route down here between Akings and Dean. And Dean had the, it was almost like a slant, a slice route where he slanted in and came out on a corner route, and it was a little bit overthrown there by Mason Young. I know Mason wishes he had that one back. Still wasn't enough for the 1st down if he caught it, but definitely a big gain to make a tough decision on 4th. Now they're punting.
Chase Herb will do the punting. And DePietro is the return man for Nazareth. So after Wilson's defense comes up with a stop, the Bulldogs cannot pick up a 1st down. And Herb will punt it. He has all kinds of time to kick it. It's a high, short kick. DePietro will come up and call for the fair catch and then gets popped. Damian Greer ran into him after DePietro had called for the fair catch. So that's going to be another penalty against the Bulldogs. Instead of having it at 34, Nazareth's field position is going to get a little bit better than that with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the football game. So interfering on the catch, we'll see how they rule this. Again, DePietro called for the fair catch, and then Greer ran into him. So it's going to be running into the return man against Wilson.
Personal foul. Are they going to take it 15? Yeah.
Yep. You are correct. 15-yard penalty. 8th of the game against the Bulldogs. And 5 of them have come in this second half. So Nazareth starts 1st and 10 now at their own 47-yard line. You're giving a shorter field for Peyton Falzone and this Nazareth offense to go to work. couldn't pick up a first down in the last series. Falzone back to work with Wimberly in the backfield. There's a toss sweep to the senior running back. Left side, Wilson will drag him down across the 50 and into Wilson territory at about the 49. Gain of about 4 for Marquise Wimberly.
Yeah, Brownback coming out of the middle linebacker spot wrapped him up after a gain of 5 yards.
Actually got, all the way to the Bulldog 47. Wimberly over 90 yards now on the ground, 14 carries in total for him. Second down and about 4 or 5 for the Eagles at the Bulldog 47-yard line. Inside of 8 minutes left to go in the football game. Luga splits out to the right by his lonesome. 3 receivers bunch to the left, the short side of the field. Back to Wimberly. Wimberly dancing around, finds a hole, finds a first down as well. Down to the Bulldog 41-yard line. First down pickup for Marquise Wimberly.
Yeah, nice delayed run there by Wimberly, just setting up the holes, dancing a hole a little bit, but he's got such burst of energy, that power, like jump cutting. He did a couple jump cuts and got up the field for another first down.
To the 40, first down and 10. Wimberly zeroing in on another 100-yard effort today.
That's power with speed combined with Wimberly in the backfield, number 34.
190-pound senior again headed to Sacramento State. They want him as a running back. First and 10 at the 40. Falzone going to roll out himself. He's going to tuck and keep it. No, he's not. He's going to throw. He's got a man wide open. It's Laluga, touchdown. Bulldogs sold out thinking it was going to be a run. Falzone picked up, threw it for Laluga for the touchdown. And the play will hold. Everybody kind of looking around, looking to make sure there wasn't a penalty. There is not. Touchdown, Blue Eagles.
Yeah, they thought he was past the line of scrimmage, but he wasn't. He was standing. If you see where he was standing, he wasn't beyond the 40-yard line.
So everybody thought that Falzone had tucked it and was going to keep it on the option. He put on the brakes, and Laluga had slipped behind the defense for the touchdown, and Nazareth adds on to its lead.
Really tough play to defend, and that was smart play call there by Tom Falzone and the Blue Eagles.
First catch of the game for Laluga. I've been saying it all night long that Laluga had been their leading receiver on the season. Hadn't found him once. They found him there for a gut punch to the Wilson Bulldogs as Nazareth adds on. Owen Hall now on to attempt the extra point. Searcher, the holder. Snap good this time. Gets the hold down, and the kick is through. 6:58 left to go in the football game. It's the Nazareth Blue Eagles 30, the Wilson Bulldogs 13. Back to West Lawn with more on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading.
My AC gave out on the hottest day of the year. Keith had it running again fast and for a fair price. That was years ago, and I've trusted them ever since. Plumbing, electrical, heating, cooling, Keith handles it all. They've been around for 30 years for a reason. Honest, fast, professional, solid work every time. Call Keith. You'll be glad you did.
Keith, quality you trust, comfort you deserve. Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com.
Redner's Markets makes grocery shopping more convenient with Redner's Ready. Shop online and place your order as far as 4 days ahead or as little as 2 hours before pickup at your selected store. Our personal shoppers handpick your items and accommodate any personal instructions for your grocery needs. There's no difference between in-store and online pricing and no extra cost for pickup. And you can even have your order delivered by DoorDash for a small fee. Skip the trip with Redner's Ready. Shop online at rednersmarkets.com.
6:58 left to go. And Peyton Falzone and the Nazareth Blue Eagles strike again on what looked like it was going to be an option keeper. Was not. It's the Eagles up 30-13. Damian Greer on the return from about his own 8-yard line for Wilson. Gets to about the 20 and across the 20 to about the 21, and that's it. The Wilson needs points, and they need them fast now. Inside of 7 minutes to go and down by 17 points. Start from their own 21-yard line. So Falzone has run for a touchdown tonight. He's thrown a couple of touchdown passes as well. 3 touchdown passes in total. Young, 1st and 10 from the 21. Shifts Akings from one side to the left, from the left side to the right, I should say. Low snap. Young picks it up. In trouble, trying to get out and will not get out. And Nazareth will wrap him up and sack him for the 3rd time tonight. The low snap just kind of blew up the entire play, and Mason Young is dropped back at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, that low snap down around his ankles, kind of caught him off balance, got back up, looked down the field, looked to his second read, and by that time, defensive end was all over him.
2nd down and 15 now for Wilson, back at the 16-yard line. Young looks left. Now he's going to roll out to his right, again under heavy pressure. Buys himself some time and just throws that one into the Nazareth bench.
Smart play there. Doesn't have anything downfield. Looks like it was a one-play route there by Carpenter. Carpenter was deep down the field. Looked like a backside post. Smart play, just throwing it out of bounds, coming back. 3rd down and 15.
From the 16-yard line. So Nazareth just coming full-bore rush right now on the quarterback. And they have sacked him once. They've chased him the second time and forced him into a 3rd and 15. Michael Glover is back out on the field for the Bulldogs after being shaken up the last time. He is on a wing on the right. Young steps up in the pocket, delivers the football. It's Carpenter. Carpenter needs a break, a tackle, dives for a 1st down. He's going to be close. Probably have to go for it regardless if you're Wilson right now, but they're going to move the chains.
Yeah, they got enough. It was a nice job stepping up in the pocket by Mason Young on that throw. Nice, threw a dart to his receiver in Carpenter. Got enough for the 1st.
Turns out to be a 16-yard pickup when they needed 15 and a 1st down for Wilson.
Now slant route backside to Dean. Looks like getting into a 2-minute type style, hurry up offense. Mason Young, 2 back-to-back nice throws and catches by the senior quarterback from Wilson.
To the 41-yard line, it's 2nd down and 9 now for the Bulldogs. Up, they actually marked it to a 1st down. So the chain gang had it 2nd and 1. Now they just changed it to 1st and 10 as the ball spotted at the 42-yard line. Young has time this time. Now he's going to step up. He's going to dump it off for Carpenter. Carpenter has some room to run and gets out of bounds. Nice job by Carter to get out of bounds and stop the clock. Jaden Carpenter on the reception in Nazareth territory down to the Blue Eagle 46-yard line.
Nice poise there by Mason Young, just taking his time, setting up in the pocket, finds his shallow crossing route with Carpenter with a nice gain to the short side of the field.
5:27, the clock stops on Carpenter getting out of bounds at the 46. 1st and 10 now for Wilson at the Nazareth 46-yard line. And Bulldogs next week, we'll be back here at John Gursky Stadium to take on Reading. We'll be back here in a couple weeks at the end of September for the game against Governor Mifflin on September the 26th. 1st and 10 at the 46. Young, straight drop. Again, under pressure. Dumps it off for Akings. Akings trying to make the first man miss. Tries to straight arm his way out of the tackle. Aiden Davis will ride him out of bounds at about the 41. A gain of 5 and stopping the clock on 2nd and 5.
Yeah, two-man route here down to the field. And Aiden Davis made a great open field tackle on Akings because Akings had a lot of field ahead of him if Akings could get brought down there.
2nd and 5 at the 41-yard line for Wilson. Clock stopped at 5:19 left to go. No choice here for Wilson. They've got to keep going until they score points. Young, time. Looking for the deep route. Looking for Akings. It's just off his fingertips and incomplete. Had Eli Dean out there as well. They were both kind of in the same area.
He had his choice there. I think they were both behind their defenders there. I didn't know if that ball was to Dean at first, but then I saw Akins coming out of nowhere, and it went off Akins' fingertips.
Yeah, I saw Dean kind of pointing at his chest as if, like, maybe I should have went for that because he was a little further down the field, or if he was pointing at his chest going like, I shouldn't have been there. Not sure what happened, but it does stop the clock, and it's 3rd and 5.
I think he was more saying, throw me the ball. I was open. Get me the ball.
3rd and 5. Trips to the right for the Bulldogs. Akings in the backfield. Young looks right. Looking for somebody. Flushed out. Going to roll back against the grain to his left. Stop, plant. Throws it underneath for Akings to drop the football. Great job by Mason Young to keep that that play alive. Akings didn't hold on.
Yeah, nice scramble there coming back. He looked to the strong side of the field and had pressure, rolled out back to the boundary, and had Akins, his dump off, and Akins just couldn't come down with it. No, nice touch pass by Young.
Yeah, we're seeing a great deal of athleticism from Mason Young tonight. He really does give them a little bit of an extra ingredient out there as he gets more comfortable in this game. But he's in a 4th and 5 now. Dean will go in motion from right side to left to join Glover on the left side of the line of scrimmage. Looking that way, a little underneath route, and nobody turned around. Akings had not turned around. The pass is incomplete. Doesn't matter. On downs, Nazareth is going to take over. Almost intercepted there by Zurcher. Nazareth will take over on downs now with 4:56 left to go in the football game.
Yeah, not sure if that was miscommunication or they were on the wrong page. I don't know if Akings was supposed to get the ball on that hot route or what, but I think it was a 3-man route. Akings in the flat, and he wasn't looking for it.
Yeah, I mean, you drop back like that, you got to assume it's a screen pass, but Akings didn't really turn around to get the football. If he had made the catch, he had enough for the first down, but instead, first down now goes to Nazareth as Nazareth look to try to kill some clock here. 4:56 left to go in the football game. They lead it 30-13. And for right now, Marquise Wimberly is not out there, and it's going to stay Will Bacola as the back in the backfield. And it's Bacola who will get the football. Both arms wrapped around it. Will fight for a couple yards to the 43. Makes it 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Brownback coming in on the tackle there.
Invite you to stick around for our Pizza Como Temple post-game show. We'll have a Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game. And we'll also have our Celebration Villa of Exeter play of the game. Matt Light will be down the field talking with our winning coach and that player of the game, all part of our post-game show here on WEU. And then when we sign off from West Lawn, we throw things back to the WEU studio. Matt Knob and Jeff Knoll will have your scoreboard show. All kinds of information come your way, all the scores that you need to know. High school football on a Friday night here in Berks County and well beyond as well. Those guys will have the scores from everything around District 3 and around the area as well. Speaking of scores, the Philadelphia Phillies have opened up a 9-1 lead now over the Miami Marlins, with the Phils coming to the plate in the top of the 8th inning. So good things happening right now for the Phillies. Again, we'll have the Phillies and Marlins back on WEU on Sunday. Tomorrow afternoon, it is Penn State and Florida International on our airways. By the way, the Mets are winning in Cincinnati 5-4. The Mets batting at the top of the 9th inning. So that those two scores stand. It will remain a 6-game lead for the Phils in the National League East. 2nd down and 8 for the Blue Eagles. The 43-yard line, right back to Bacolo. Gets tripped up across the 45 to about the 47, and Wilson will burn its 2nd timeout. So the Bulldogs burn timeout 1 and then timeout 2. Stopping the clock with 4:42 left to go. After the run by Bacola to the 48, will put Nazareth in a 3rd and about 3. Reminder, next week our high school football coverage takes us to Robizonia for Section 3 battle in the Lancaster 11 League between Conrad Weiser and Fleetwood. We'll have that one for you next Friday night. Kickoff at 7. Pregame show gets underway at 6:30 here on WEU, as it does each and every Friday night. So following the Bulldog timeout, Nazareth 3rd down and 3. Wilson can stop it one more time. Foul zone, pointing players in different directions. Zurcher will go in motion from left wing to right. And now they'll look to the sidelines, let the play clock run down even further, down inside of 10 seconds left to go. Play clock now hits 5. And Falzone will take the snap with 3, and all that, nothing more than a handoff to Bacola, who's going to get enough for a first down. And that may just about punch the clock for Nazareth as Bacola runs for a first down, and Nazareth gets another set of downs at the Wilson 46-yard line. And a fist pump from Peyton Falzone.
Yeah, he can sense that it's, with 4 minutes left in the game. That was a huge first down there right now. Nice run by Will Piccolo, getting those extra yards for the first down, and clock's ticking. They're gonna continue to run the play clock down. It's down to 10 now. He'll probably snap it as close as he can to 0.
Nazareth next week will be on the road back in hometown territory, back against Bethlehem Freedom, and EPC conference play gets underway. And right back to Bacola, both arms wrapped around the football, run right into the pile at the 45-yard line. And that will be the third and final timeout taken now for Wilson. They stopped the clock for the last time with 3:59 left to go in the football game. Bulldogs will start LL Section 1 play next week against Reading, then go to Cedar Crest, and then back home here for the non-leaguer against Governor Mifflin on the 26th of September. We'll be back here at John Gursky Stadium for that one. Mifflin and Wilson, the Mustangs right now in a dogfight at home against Hempfield. That's a tight game. Jeff and Matt will get you the final score of that one in our post-game show. It's a big game for Mifflin. If they can win that game, they go to 2-1. And, of course, Hempfield part of Section 1 of the LL, Mifflin in Section 2. That could be a big win for the Mustangs if they can win that. 2nd down and 9 coming up for Nazareth now at the 45-yard line. Again, Wilson cannot stop the clock again, and Nazareth is just going to keep the ball on the ground here.
Trips into the boundary here, or, trips to the right, single receiver up top.
It goes through Falzone's hands. He picks it up on a bounce, and now he's just going to run with it. And he's going to take off to the 40, the 30, and do a slide at about the 33. Peyton Falzone, the ball went through his hands. He picked it up and took off and ran for a first down for Nazareth.
And you can see the speed on that run there, on that, that broken play. Bad snap, goes over his head, picks up the ball, and he got around Michael Glover in a hurry. Michael Glover is no slow athlete out there, and he showed his speed, that 4.5 sprinter speed.
And a face mask penalty on the play as well against Wilson, so they'll just add on to the play here. Falzone with his real only open field run of the night. We really haven't seen that tonight. Wilson saw it last year. We haven't seen a whole lot of it tonight. He had a 1-yard touchdown run. That's pretty much it in terms of running with the football, but that time he runs for a first down, and then the face mask penalty on top of it will put it all the way down to the 20-yard line. Just adding on to it for Nazareth. They have it 1st and 10 at the 20, and Wilson cannot call another timeout. Be a lot for Doug Doms to talk about with his coaching staff and his players in the week to come, and I guarantee a lot of it's going to come and talk about penalties. Bulldogs unofficially with 9 penalties on the night with that face mask penalty added onto the total. 1st and 10 now at the 20. Give is to Bacolo. Colo just taking a couple tacklers with him to about the 16-yard line, and we will turn inside of 3 minutes left to go in this football game. A statement win for the Nazareth Blue Eagles. As we said before this game, neither one of these two teams has cracked the Penn Live top 10 in the state of Pennsylvania, but this is the kind of win that could change that dynamic for Nazareth to come here and win this game against Wilson. And when the score hits 0, the clock hits 0, it's going to be a convincing win for Nazareth. They're up 30-13. 2nd down and 6 now for the Eagles at the Wilson 16-yard line. Give it right back to Bacola. Wilson will stuff him. Loss of a yard or 2 on the play, back to about the 18. There's another flag on the play.
Lots to build on for the Bulldogs, with Mason Young at quarterback. I mean, they had some unfortunate bounces of the ball with that interception, and they had a called touchdown by Glover called back. So, that's just football. But, younger team with Mason Young, obviously senior at quarterback, but he made some nice plays tonight. But things to learn from tonight to get better going into Lancaster Lebanon showdowns.
It was an illegal shift was the penalty against Cedar Crest. So it backs up, against Nazareth. Going to back up the Eagles now to the 19-yard line. Makes it 3rd down and 9. Falzone again will just a little shovel pass forward for Bacola, who rumbles to about the 15-yard line. And I'll make it 4th down coming up, and we're going to turn inside of 2 minutes left to go. So it'll be a nice bus ride back for the Nazareth Blue Eagles. Nazareth, by the way, the alma mater of Jahan Dodson, a big 50-yard gain for the Eagles last night in the win over the Dallas Cowboys, a game you heard here on WEEU. That eventually ended. I don't know. I had to go to bed after the rain delay. I had to call it a night after the Eagles and the Cowboys ended up going into the rain delay at around 10:30 last night. 3rd down and 9 coming up for Nazareth at the 14-yard line. Excuse me, 4th down and 4.
I'm just glad when the captain shook hands tonight with Falzone and company for the Blue Eagles and the Wilson Bulldogs. The captains on both sides didn't spit on each other.
Handoff is to Bacola. He will not get enough, and on downs, the Nazareth Blue Eagles will turn it back to Wilson with 1:22 left to go in the game. So Nazareth did what they wanted to do. They ate up the better part of 3.5 minutes off the clock, and they give the ball back to Wilson deep in the Bulldogs' own territory. The line of scrimmage is inside the 15 and about the 14-yard line. So Mason Young and Wilson will try to do their best to see what they can do in a hurry-up offense here. As Matt said, all this is doing is building for the future. And the future of this season for Wilson in week number 3. This was the lone loss of the season in the regular season for Wilson. There's a little underneath route for Glover. There are 3 Nazareth players around Michael Glover and run him out of bounds across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Gain of about 8.
He did not go out of bounds with forward progression. They took him out sideways, so the clock's continuing to run. Now they stopped the clock.
You're right. They wound the clock.
Over here, they were winding it.
Right. They wound the clock. Now they stopped it. They got to set the football, I suppose. And that's what we got to do. Football now set, and so now we go. 2nd down and about 2 coming up for Wilson from the 22. Young has time. Little underneath route. Glover again takes the catch, takes a pop, bounces right back up in a 1st down pickup. Zelikowski came up to pop. Michael Glover, 1st down to the 33-yard line.
Great catch by Glover in traffic. As soon as he touches the ball, gets popped, holds on to it. Nice catch for a 1st down.
11-yard pickup. Flag goes down as the pass is caught by Carpenter for what would appear to be another Wilson 1st down, but we'll see what the flag's out. Defender shaken up on the play for Nazareth. And
Caden Buscemi?
Yeah, it was Buscemi who made the tackle, and he's in pain. On the 45-yard line, Buscemi made the tackle. I don't know if he got rolled up on that or not, but he's in pain right now at the 45-yard line. Again, there was a flag on the play as well. So the clock is stopped with 35 seconds to go. The flag is going to be against Nazareth. Wilson will decline the penalty. They'll take the play, which is a 1st down to Carpenter. Buscemi is okay. He gets up and will walk off the field his own power. I think he's kind of got twisted with the back. So he walks off the field under his own power, and it will be Wilson football at 1st and 10 at around the 44-yard line. 35 seconds left to go in the football game. So Buscemi now off the field on the sideline. Wilson back to work on offense, 1st and 10. 1, maybe 2 plays left, depending on the result. Here's a pass down the field to Carpenter. Carpenter makes a catch. 20-10-5 touchdown. A well-thrown football from Mason Young hits Jade Carpenter in stride for a touchdown. 46 yards, touchdown Bulldogs.
Beautiful throw and catch there by Mason to Carpenter. Carpenter didn't break stride, put it right out where only Carpenter could get it, and the rest is history. Touchdown Bulldogs. 24 seconds left on the clock.
So Jane Carpenter on the touchdown pass reception from Young. 2nd touchdown pass thrown tonight from Mason Young. This one from 46 yards and a score. Oxenrider will come on now to attempt the extra point. Snap down, hold good, and the kick is through. And so Wilson makes it now a 30-20 game. And Matt said the words a little while ago, building blocks for the Bulldogs with Mason Young and Jane Carpenter hooking up on that touchdown pass. On just simply a go route down the sideline, but a well-thrown football from Mason Young. Turns into a touchdown pass to make it a 10-point game. It's window dressing on the scoreboard, but feel a little bit better for the Bulldogs and Mason Young in the end.
I mean, a lot of electric positive plays by Wilson tonight. Mason Young, playing really good competition. He's got an NCAA Division I quarterback across going to Auburn. this guy is legit. Falzone's the real deal. So they've got great competition. It was a good test for Wilson tonight, and I think they played hard. They played well. They made some mistakes. Just they made a few more mistakes than the Blue Eagles tonight.
Interesting. Look who's coming out on the hands team for Nazareth. He's at the 43-yard line right now. He's wearing number 11.
That's Coach's son.
Yep, that'd be Peyton Falzone. That's interesting.
That was probably an argument. Dad put me out there on hands. I want to be out there for hands. Let me get it.
I'd be much more concerned about it the other way. I mean, Wilson would not do that. The Doug Dobbs team would not do it, but a lot of teams would. I'd be worried about somebody taking a shot at him. That would be my concern. I understand why you're putting your best athlete on the field. That I get.
I can't remember if I played on the hands team or not. I think I might have.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to ask Bob Wolfram
when
we see him in a couple of weeks.
You only have so many guys on the field that have good hands.
Right.
So
I mean, he's the best athlete. I'm not saying that. Again, I don't doubt that he deserves to be out there. My concern would be somebody taking a shot at him.
Maybe put him back there and bring Wimberly up.
Right. Wimberly's all the way back deep, just in case they kick it deep. Everybody else, including Peyton Falzone, is up anticipating the onside kick. And they do kick it in that direction. And it's bobbled for a moment by Zurcher, and then Falzone falls on top of him. So maybe that was his intended target. Like wherever they kick it to, you fall on top of them. And so the Eagles will take the possession of the football. They'll have to take one snap, and that will be it. Peyton Falzone will take a knee, and Nazareth will head to EPC play unbeaten for the second year in a row at 3-0. A statement win for the Nazareth Blue Eagles. They come to West Lawn and they beat the Bulldogs. Final score is going to show Nazareth winning it by a score of 30-20. Falzone under center for the lone time tonight will take a knee, and that will do it. We will take a timeout. We come back. It's time for our Pizza Coma postgame show. Again, stick around as Matt Light will have words with winning coach Tom Falzone and the kid as well. Peyton Falzone, our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, all when we come back with our Pizza Coma Temple postgame show right after this on WEEU in Reading.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's Kettle Chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his Berks County kitchen into the ultimate snack factory. Now, over 60 years later, we're still making that delicious PA crafted crunch with the same passion and quality right where it all began. So crunch into some flavorful Diefenbach's Kettle Chips today and snack on a delicious tradition. Join us for our Fall into Savings sales event, September 5th and 6th at the Habitat for Humanity Restore in Temple. Discover incredible deals at prices you'll love on furniture, home decor, appliances, and more. Whether you're renovating your home or hunting for unique treasures, you'll find it at Restore Berks. And here's the best part. Every purchase helps build homes and hope right here in Berks County. Don't leave these savings behind this season. 5370 Allentown Pike in Temple. Learn more at restoreberks.org.
Hey, Berks County, Chick-fil-A Catering makes game day even better. Choose from a variety of trays, including Chick-fil-A nuggets, mac and cheese, and chocolate chunk cookies. Perfect for your next gathering. Place your order through the Chick-fil-A app, online, or by calling ahead and pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Take cooking off your plate this football season and enjoy the perfect spread with Chick-fil-A Catering. Availability and order requirements vary. See restaurant for details.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Welcome to the Pizza Como postgame show. Pizza Como is a family-owned business going strong on the 5th Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is The Yard, a virtual golf experience. Keep your game sharp all year round. And if you love sports cards and memorabilia, stop in to buy, sell, or trade. Pizza Como and The Yard, 4600 5th Street Highway in Temple. A impressive performance night for the Nazareth Blue Eagles. We talked about this, I'm not going to say kiddingly, because he was saying it in a very serious manner, but Tom Falzone was very concerned going into this game about how his team could measure up against Wilson in terms of physicality at the line of scrimmage. He knew what he had and the cards he had in his hand. And as he said, at a 7-on-7, I'll take my chances on this. But with what those dudes have up front, they're bigger and they're stronger than us. And I'm not sure how we're going to measure up against them. Well, they played 11-on-11. And in the end, it was a win for Nazareth. They found the ways to get it done. And really a lot of self-inflicted wounds tonight for the Bulldogs. And most of that coming in the penalty category. And none of them bigger than that penalty late in the second quarter. Michael Glover scores the touchdown, but there was a holding penalty on the play. They took those points off the board, and Wilson ultimately could not get points out of it, and Nazareth comes down and gets a field goal. So that coming on the heels of a Bulldog interception. Nazareth scores a touchdown there. Then the loss on the points coming off the board and the touchdown opportunity, they're turning into a field goal opportunity instead for Nazareth, and Wilson losing their opportunity to score and match up. And instead, it turns into be really a 10-point swing in Nazareth's favor. That gave them the 10-point lead at halftime at 17-7. And then Nazareth added on with the touchdown in the third quarter to open up that lead to 23-7, and then ultimately wins it by a final score of 30-20. And so Wilson will live to see another day as they'll begin section play in the Lancaster 11 League starting next Friday night here at John Gursky Stadium against Reading. But the Bulldogs will have a lot of things they'll work on between now and the start of section play. Doug Doms and his coaching staff will not take this loss well, because I guarantee you they are not going to be happy with the way Wilson ultimately was beaten here on their home field on this real test against the Nazareth Blue Eagles. Matt Lytle is working his way down on the field. He is waiting for the opportunity. He'll talk with Nazareth head coach Tom Falzone and ultimately with his son as well, Peyton Falzone as well. We'll catch up with both of them once the conversation on the field is complete. And again, we'll have our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, our celebration of Villa of Exeter play of the game as well. As our post-game show continues, we'll do that when we come back to John Gursky Stadium. More of our Pizza Coma Temple post-game show when we come back right after this.
Noisy, squeaky, or uneven garage doors? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening or closing? Get a garage door tune-up now from Overhead Door Reading. For just $99, we'll inspect, lubricate, and adjust your garage doors so they run smoothly and quietly. Don't get stuck in the driveway this winter. Call today and ask for our tune-up special. Serving the community since 1965. Overhead Door Reading. We're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Spots Insurance Group is a proud sponsor of Berks County sports. We're an award-winning nationwide agency you can trust, insuring what means most to you for over 32 years. We specialize in auto, home, renters, business, and life insurance. Remember, when you think insurance, think Spots. Visit us at spotsforinsurance.com. That's SPOTTS, 4,
Welcome back to our Pizza Como Temple postgame show. Tonight's player of the game is brought to you by the Reading Fighting Phils and their all-new Redners Event Center at First Energy Stadium. The R Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the R Phils all-new Redners Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting or event, or any charity fundraiser or dinner, the number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redners Event Center at the R Phils. Go to rphils.com events/ for more information. Well, our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, no surprise, is Peyton Falzone. He ends the night 16 for 27, throwing the football for 258 yards, 3 touchdowns, also ran in for a touchdown as well, engineering the offense that wins the game tonight, coming here to West Lawn, taking on the Bulldogs defense that ultimately he ends up putting up the 3 touchdown passes and the rushing touchdown as well. So an excellent job by Tom Falzone, the coach, and the son as well, Peyton Falzone, as Matt Lytle's working his way over to grab the coach. And Matt, I see you got him. Take it away, Matt Lytle, with the winning coach, Tom Falzone.
WEU, congratulations on a huge win tonight. What was that conversation like with the team at halftime, going in up 17-7?
We felt good that we kind of shook it off at the beginning. We were at that slow start coming. I think the bus was still in us after the 2-hour trip, but we sorted some things out. Got the offense clicking a little bit. Defense got some stops when we needed it. It was kind of bend, don't break for a little bit there, but they came roaring back, and this is a great team. We know that, and they're going to win a lot of games. We told our guys, this is going to be the biggest test you've had so far this year. So I'm just happy our guys responded to all that, and we put it together, and we'll take this win and get back to Lehigh Valley.
Proud of the execution that the kids performed tonight with your game plan?
Yeah, we said some of our big players got to step up at times and make some big plays, and we execute the right times. It wasn't perfect, it was but a lot of credit to Coach Toms and his staff. They do a lot of great things. Tough schemes defensively. They're throwing a lot of stuff at us. They're giving different looks, disguising things, making it difficult for us. But I'm just proud of our guys. We got out here with a win, and we're happy tonight.
Not sure if you were teasing me or not, but before the game, you said we were young and we're a little bit inexperienced on the offensive line, but you said 7-on-7 you would take yourself over Wilson any day. What is that alluded to? Is that a father-son thing?
Yeah, I guess so. No, I'm proud of our guys tonight. Just proud of our guys. Game's a little different when you're playing 7-on-7 ball. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your time tonight. Congrats on a huge win, and hopefully I'll catch your son here in a second. Thanks, Coach.
All right, Matt Lytle with the Tom Falzone, and now Matt's going to try to get Peyton as well. Peyton right now talking to a couple other people and some photos. Everybody wants to get a shot of the future Auburn Tiger as he's down the field. So while all that's going on, we'll give you tonight's play of the game. That's brought to you by Celebration Villa of Exeter, where home grows with you, offering one-level living, beautiful outdoor spaces, and multiple levels of care to age in place. Their compassionate staff and daily activities spark joy and create a close-knit community where every resident is cared for like family. Come see Celebration Villa of Exeter for yourself on Grandparents' Day at their Wild West Carnival on September the 7th. Well, our play of the game involved, not surprisingly, Peyton Falzone, and it was his ingenuity, if you want to call it that. Third quarter was 17-7, and it turned out to be the only score of the third quarter. Henry Falzone put everybody going, or Peyton Falzone, excuse me, but everybody kind of going in motion, including his running back, Wimberly, went in motion, and they thought everybody was going left, and he ended up going back to the right, found Tanner Zelikowski all by his lonesome for an 18-yard hookup, and the extra point ultimately was blocked by the Bulldogs, but the touchdown pass made it 23-7, and the catch-up for Wilson just never was able to evolve. But that big touchdown pass turned out to be the only touchdown of the third quarter. Again, the Wilson Bulldogs got the football to start the third quarter. They had some success moving the football, but everything kept bogging down for Wilson when they got in and around midfield, basically between the 40 and 40 on either side of the field is really where Wilson kind of got themselves tangled up in some problems, and most of that stemmed from penalties when it was all said and done. Bulldogs just whistled for a ton of penalties throughout this ball game, and now Peyton Falzone has broken through the masses, and he is with somebody who can look him eye to eye. Matt Lytle on the field with Peyton Falzone.
Peyton Falzone, Matt Lytle, WEU, quarterback to quarterback. Congratulations on tonight's win. Had some electric plays out there. So tell me about the game plan coming in. I know you had a tough Wilson team here in West Lawn. What did the coaches say to you beginning of the game, and how do you think you executed?
Yeah, I'm super proud of the whole team, actually. We spent a lot of time on film. I think I probably put in about 15 hours on these guys. We knew coming into it, Coach Doms does a fantastic job with his defense, and they're going to dial up some shots. So I'm just proud of how we adjusted up front and, the plays the receivers made for me.
So you talk about 15 hours of film. So where did you get that mindset for preparation? Because watching film as a quarterback is huge.
Yeah, it is. I was able to spend some time with Drew Aller over the summer and just kind of pick his brain about stuff he does. And it's really interesting. I got a whole plan of what I'm doing and how I break down stuff and just section it out by day so I can accomplish the most. All
right, so I'm gonna lead right in. You talk about Drew Aller and Penn State. I hear that you were committed to Penn State and you are now a War Eagle. How'd that happen?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was committed to Penn State. Obviously, I flipped my commitment to Auburn. Super proud to be there. I built a great relationship with the coaching staff down there. I'm excited to go down. I'm leaving tomorrow morning. Just spend some time down there with them, and have my family around me too.
Awesome. Your dad talks very highly of you. Obviously, it's your own father. How do you feel playing for your own dad?
I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity. I mean, we know each other so well now. Obviously, we have 3 years together, or 4 years. I obviously didn't start my freshman year, but just spending so much time together. We're at home watching film. You know, we've just built such a fantastic bond. I'm super proud of him, and I love him so much.
All right, since he's your dad, do you listen to him? Because, you know, typically you don't listen to your dad. You know, I don't listen to my dad, and most sons don't. So are you listening to him on the field anyway?
On the field, yeah, but the cool thing is, you know, he kind of takes my input. It's like he says like having a coach on the field, and then like, that's probably the biggest compliment a quarterback can get. You know, I've just invested so much time in this offense. You know, he just rewarding me by saying that and giving me the freedom to operate the offense. So, you know, I'm super proud of this relationship we built, and proud of the team too, of how everybody's come together. You know, it's a weird relationship having the quarterback and the dad, you know, as coach and son. So, you know, everybody's super supportive of everything, and just, you know, it's a cool experience.
Well, cherish it. It's just for the rest of this year. You know, it's great to have your dad on the sidelines and cheering you on and coaching you and giving you the plays. All right, 2 more questions. Favorite NFL quarterback right now?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, I would agree. That's one of my favorites that I like to watch. Before tonight, I was watching some of your film, and I told your dad, I said, there's 3 quarterbacks that you kind of reminded me of, and for no particular reason. 1 was Josh Allen. 2 was Cam Newton. Cam can run. He's tall like yourself, 6'5", and he's an Auburn guy, right? He's a War Eagle. And then lastly was Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, his first year with Philly, I mean, that guy could move around too and throw it. So last question I have for you. You had a lot of great throws tonight, a lot of great plays. Not as many plays with your feet like you did in game 1 and game 2, but if there's any throws, which one would you like to have back?
Oh, there's a couple. You know, I floated one in the back of the end zone that's just not good. I didn't follow through. There's certain things like that where like they eat at me, and that's what's going to motivate me to get better. Just little mechanic stuff, getting my feet stuck in the ground when I shouldn't. I should have my feet moving. I knew who my hot guy was and who my hot answer, and I just got to move my feet. So little things like that will just help me improve my game, just adding tools to my tool belt for next week.
I love it. I appreciate you're a student of the game. From a quarterback to a quarterback, one thing that I'll say that I picked up tonight, but also watching film. You know, I know you take a lot of coaching from a lot of different people. This isn't coaching, but tonight you were throwing off your back foot a little bit early in the game, and then as you're throwing, you know, a lot of the coaches that I played for, they are always talking about getting your elbow up, right? Shoulder pad, you got to get your elbow up, your release, right? When you get to college, you're gonna have big guys in front of you. Get into the pros, which I'm sure you'll play one day. I would almost guarantee it. You're gonna have big guys in front of you, so you're gonna have to work on just getting your release up, getting that elbow up, so you're not hitting your hand off helmets.
Yeah, that's definitely something to think about, 100%. And I'll tell you right now, Brad Mandler, who's my quarterback coach in Ohio, he's watching the game, texted me before, so I'm sure we'll have a nice call, you know, later or early next week, just to discuss the game, where I can improve, and then we'll have drills to take back for next week.
If you need to, have him give me a call. I'll tell him, to work on your elbow. Okay. Hey, congratulations. Great game. Good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thanks very much. Peyton Falzone spending some time with Matt Lytle. Brad Mandler has been a guest with us on Nittany Extra, the quarterback guru for both Drew Aller, who Peyton Falzone mentioned, and for the backup quarterback right now at Penn State, Ethan Grunkemeyer. Penn State tomorrow here on WEEU. You're going to take one more timeout back. We'll run through the scoring tonight on a victory for the Nazareth Blue Eagles here at John Gursky Stadium. More on our Pizza Coma postgame show right after this.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
To find out how WEEU can be your affordable advertising partner, call 610-345-7338.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Dripping faucet, AC on the fritz, breakers keep tripping. One call does it all. Keith Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. For 30 years, we've handled everything from routine maintenance to full system installs. Residential and commercial, we're fast, fair, and always reliable.
Call 877-KEITH for you. That's 877-KEATH for you. Or visit carlkeith.com. Solving problems since before AI was a thing.
Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's Rewards Program. Purchase select items at Redner's Markets and unlock big savings on groceries with fantastic deals like buy 3, get the 4th free. Redeem your points and save on fuel at one of our 7 Redner's Quick Stop locations throughout Berks County, and treat yourself to made-to-order sandwiches, fried chicken, coffee, and more. Discover tons of special offers, digital deals, and surprise savings available to rewards customers. Start saving today. Simply sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
Welcome back to the Pizza Coma Temple post-game show. Again, don't forget to stick around for our scoreboard show coming up when we sign off, which will be in just a couple moments. Jeff Noah, Matt Knob with all the scores going on all around District 3 and beyond on our rundown of the scoreboard. Let's run down the scoring that happened here in West Lawn. It was scoreless through the first quarter of play, and then after the Nazareth Blue Eagles were unable to pick up a second first down at the end of the first quarter, Wilson took possession late in the first quarter from their own 29-yard line. They marched down the field to a point where they had it 3rd down and 2 at the 23-yard line, and Mason Young went to work looking in the passing game. Here's Young looking for it all, looking for Akings, jump on the end zone. Corral Akings made the catch.
Touchdown Bulldogs.
Corral Akings maneuvers